There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your season 44, day 2, with Plague and Lord Parquad back for day-to-days. Is my co-host here? You want to say hello? Always fun to be starting a new season. You know, one sim can certainly swing things pretty big from one direction to another. Can't hear co-host. Let me see what I can do here. Turn that up. Turn this down. Are you going to say some more words? See if we can't. Oh, no. They can't hear you at all. Try now.
All right, how about that? Is that any better?
That looks like it picked up. Sorry, I don't know why OBS likes to jumble my audio channels. But yes, it looks like they're picking you up now. Low, still soft.
I'll just have to scream, I guess, then.
Yeah, I've got you all the way up here. I can turn you up inside Discord, and then that should make you louder too. I'll W up in Discord, and I'll just turn my system volume down a little. I don't actually know how those two things interact. All right, I'm saying testing, 1, 2, 3, and now here's Lord Parquad.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It looks like you're coming up a little more on the green bar.
Attica, you're always my type, don't worry.
Some goods. Someone said ideal, or the idea. We can keep fiddling with it as we go. I'm going to go ahead and flip us to our main screen here. Alrighty. We did have some recent milestones. I always like to start off my stream congratulating recent milestones. 1,250 hits for instantaneous Peter Oatmeal with the Vancouver Vandals. 1,000 hits for Ozymandias Albis of the San Antonio Sloths. 25 triples for instantaneous Peter Oatmeal of the Vandals. 600 runs for the Demon's Own Larry B. Burnside. 600 RBI for Big Vito of the Sloths. Stellan Apollo going to check in with 350 walks for the Demons. Outer Banks Aviators got Walrus Jones to 2,000 strikeouts. And Anthony Parco will reach 1,000 innings pitched with the New York Voyagers.
Hey, that's me.
Hey, congratulations on the century mark, right? Is century 1,000 or 100?
Century is 100.
The millennium mark? Yeah, the millennium mark. For 1,000 innings pitched. Some things we're going to keep an eye out for. 250 doubles. Older and Soft needs 1 more. 350 walks. All Too Well needs 2. Joey Votto backwards is 3 strikeouts away from the millennium mark. 1,750 innings pitched for Wendy Marvell is 2 innings away. Mio Hooper needs 5 for 1,500. And Hugh Mann with the Demons needs 2 innings for 1,250 innings pitched. I think I still have the old news scroller going, but I can update that once we get into our first game, just to keep things moving at a good pace here. Speaking of our schedule, I'll pull it up on the stream here. Looks like we're going to be leading you off with the Buffalo versus Indy. And I think we're pretty much ready to just jump right in. Do a quick check.
How did you want to do these games? How do you want to divvy them up?
None of them are of any significance to me. But if you do, I guess, do you mind taking the leadoff game?
Yeah, sure.
That way I can get the news scroller fixed while you're calling the shots. Am I streaming? Sure, I'm not streaming. That might help you.
That would indeed help me, yes.
All right, you should be able to jump in now.
Right, let's get this going.
All right, I'm gonna take you in Buffalo and Indy. It's right here. If you want to give a little overview.
Well, looking at this one on paper, it's very clear that Buffalo has the advantage from OOTP standpoint. But we all know that good old Buttzuka Joe's on the mound, so that means there's going to be at least 8 walks today. I mean, that's going to be my over/under 7.5 walks by Joe, which will turn the tide completely in Indy's favor if that's the case. As Joe and I are going to be competing this season to see who can walk the most people in the season.
Am I seeing right that the Apex starter has an overall of 28?
Correct. Yes, that is very true. With that being said, though, I mean, Indy pulled out a couple good wins in the first sim, so anything's possible.
Pitched to a 3.38 ERA in his first starter, too, so hard to argue with the results.
That's very true, yeah. I mean, if he's a ground ball guy versus lefties, hey, that's what you can get you.
Well, all right. I think if you're ready, we'll just jump right in.
Yeah, let's get it. All right, leading off here against good old Aaron Rizali is the center fielder Mike Forbes Jr. of Buffalo. 3-1 count, and that will be a leadoff walk for Forbes Jr. So you have some speed on the bag, and yep, there it goes, and that will be another stolen base there, his 11th on the season. So a very productive first sim for him yesterday with 10 stolen bases, and that one will be deep enough by OOTP Wizard to move him up to third base. And then an infield grounder, but to the second baseman, so that will score the first run for Buffalo there. So Buffalo strikes quickly. Then you have the red hot mustard and mustard, but a diving play in right field there as Cal Pico lays out to save another hit there. But Buffalo strikes first on the walk, 1-0. So let's see how Bazooka Joe does here against Nate Nitro leading it off here for Indy. And Nitro hit that one deep to shortstop and almost beats it out, but good play there by Wizard at short to get the first out. And there's that first walk of the day from Joe, as that will be Jew the Jew getting on base. Milligan pops that one into left field, but it gets down right in front of the left fielder for a single. So you got runners at first and second, one out here from McKenzie, and he goes down swinging. All right, Cal Pico, let's see if he can do something here with 2 outs, and he will lace that one, but right at the first baseman, and that will be your final out. So even though 2 runners get on, Joe able to get out of it. So top of the second, here we go with Taylor leading it off here, the first baseman for Buffalo. And he will ground out to the opposing first baseman for out number 1. Denstro will draw a walk there from Rizali. So you got 1 on, 1 out here for Valor. And he'll go down swinging. Rizali gets his first strikeout of the game here. Calavera hits that one into left just past the third baseman. And Denstro does get there in time at third. So you got runners at the corners, and that's going to be a walk there for Savage. So bases juiced here for Forbes Jr. But Rizali able to get out of it with the strikeout there. So able to limit the damage there. Good on Rizali. All right, now leading it off here is Koala Kyle, as he will ground out to the first baseman for the first out. Bananan Boom up here now, and he will bloop that one into right field, but playable, and that will be out number 2. Marcelo Reyes coming up now for Indy. And he'll strike out swinging there from Joe. That will be 2 clean innings there for Bazooka Joe. Top of the third we go. We got OOTP Wizard, and he'll lace that one down the line. Gets in front of the right fielder, but he's able to cut it off. So only a single there for Wizard. And Cookie Monster will hit that one. And another diving play by Pico in right field. Putting together some web gems out there for sure. And back-to-back stolen bases there for Wizard. Upping that to 8 stolen bases now this season. And then another ground out that leads to an RBI for Buffalo, but it'll go up 2-0 here. You have De'Aaron Taylor coming up, and he'll hit that one hard into right, but Pico again able to cut it off well to leave that to a single. So you got Taylor on first, Denstro at the dish, and he'll watch that one for strike 3, but Buffalo does get another run, so now it's 2-0 here through the top of the third. All right, LSU coming up now, and he will ground out to short for the first out. Nate Nitro, full count here, and he'll swing through that one, and that'll be out number 2. And the Jew will hit that one up the middle, but it will be out as he hits right into the shift. 1-2-3 inning there for Joe. Top of the fourth we go now. Valor coming up. And Valor absolutely crushes that one into right field, and that one's off the top of the wall. That'll be at least a double. He's trying to stretch it into 3, and he gets there. He lead off triple, by Vidal Valor Jr. Calavera up here, and ooh, he swings and misses on that one. Rizali gets the first out here. Hulk Savage coming up now, and that will be another. So 3 ground out RBIs here for Buffalo, as I'm seeing a little bit of a occurrence happening. And Forbes Jr. laces that one, but a diving play in left field as the outfield corners for Indianapolis have done them well today. Bottom 4 we go now. Let's see if Indianapolis can try and get something going here. Milligan will strike out to lead off the inning. They got McKenzie up here now, and he goes down swinging. Has the 5th strikeout there by Bazooka Joe. Cal Pico coming up now with 2 outs here. And he will hit that one to the second baseman, and ooh, almost beats it out, but that will be out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning here from Joe. All right, top 5 we go with OTP Wizard leading it off. He'll ground out to second on the first pitch there. And Monster swings at the full count, but a sliding play in right field by Pico. That's now 3 highlight-worthy plays in right field by Cal Pico. And Mustard will pop out on the infield to end the inning. So I would say for Rizali, a pretty solid 5 innings so far. And Koala Kyle will start it off here with a double, and he does get there in time. Leadoff double on the 3-1 count from Koala Kyle. And that is going to be a ground out to short, but can't move the runner up from Banana Boom. Reyes hits that one hard, but directly at the center fielder. Oh, and he does get there as Kyle moves up into scoring, moves up to third, but Ileshu goes down swinging. Indy had their best chance to score there and unfortunately didn't get anything. Top of the 6th now we go. You want to say a kick from here, Plague? Maybe not? All right, so we got a leadoff strikeout there, but then Denstro hits that one into the gap, and that's going to be, he thought about going 3, but sticks on second there. So you got a 1-out double by Denstro, and then a walk for Valor. As you got 2 on for Calavera, full count, and that's going to be a walk. Bases juiced here. And, that's hitting to the gap, but that might score one. Pico's throw will not be in time, so 4-0 here as we have Buffalo scoring again on that sac fly. Forbes Jr. hits that one hard into the deep center field. Will it be playable? And it is. But Buffalo now extends that lead to 4. Bottom of the 6th we go. Let's see if Nate Nitro leaning off of the Apex can do something here. Full count, and that is a walk. Walk number 2 issued by Bazooka Joe, so he's taking my 7.5 and really trying to pump it there. All right, and you got Josh here hitting a single. So you got 2 on to lead off the inning for Indy with Milligan coming up. 3-1 count, and that'll be a walk. Walk number 3 now for Joe. Curtis McKenzie, first pitch swinging, and he hits that one in the left, and that'll score 1. They're sending the second one, and that'll score 2. The lead's cut in half now for Indianapolis. Cal Pico coming up, who's had an absolutely insane game in the outfield. And that's going to be a 4th walk there from Joe. While Kyle up, and he swings through that one. First out, but Banana Boom comes in now, and that one gets past, and that'll score 1. They're sending the second runner, and this game is tied. Banana Boom, the DH, getting a 2 RBI single to tie this ball game. But Joe gets the next one there, his 8th strikeout after getting a little bit roughed up. Ileshu hits that one to the third baseman, and they get the lead runner at second, and that will be the end of it. But Indianapolis comes back to tie this one up against Joe. All right, OTP Wizard, and he'll get a leadoff walk on 4 pitches there from Rizali, who's still in this one. 2-2 count, and that one's going to get a little dribbler, but should be easy there, and it is. Yep, Cookie Monster infield single there. They still got Rizali out there. That'll be a fly ball to center that should move up the runner, and it indeed does. So you got runners at the corners, 1 out here for Rizali. But McThumper comes in now, and he gets the first one out. Good relief so far from McThumper. Let's see if he can get out of it. And they will. All right. McThumper comes in and shuts the door. Still a tie ball game here at the top of the 7th. Bottom 7 we go now. Back to the top of the Indianapolis Apex lineup with Nate Nitro. And he'll line that one up the middle. All right, you got speed on the base here to start for Indy. See if Josh can come up here and get something going. And Nitro takes off, and that will be a stolen base. Easy. No throw there. 2-2 count to Josh. Oh, and he hits that one in the left. That's going to get down. Ooh, they don't send Nitro. So you got runners at the corners now for Milligan. No outs. And that's going to get through for Milligan as Indy takes the lead 5-4 here. Curtis McKenzie up 2-2 count. Oh, he pops that one up. That should be an infield fly, and it indeed is. So you got runners at first and second, one out for Pico. Rounder to short, and they turn two, but unfortunately not in time as Indy does tack on another run to take the lead. All right, top of the 8th now with Valor leading it off for Buffalo. And he will bloop one apparently fair, but that will be just a single there. So Valor starts it off with a single. Ooh, and then Calavera also has a single. So you got back-to-back singles now off McThumper. That's going to be a fly ball hit to center field. Should be out number 1. Will they test the arm? They don't. All right, you got 1 out, 2 on. Ooh, but then McThumper walks the next one. So you got bases juiced here for Wizard. And he will hit that one hard to center field. That'll be out number 2, but will they get the runner at home? They do not. So Buffalo ties the game up here. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for Cookie Monster. Full count from McThumper, and ooh, he walks Cookie Monster. Mustard and Mustard, the hot bat here in the 4-hole for Buffalo. They'll hit that one hard. That's going to get down. That'll score 1. They're sending the second, and that'll be 2. So now it's a 7-5 game here in favor of Buffalo. McThumper's still in there now, and ooh, he gets Taylor out to get out of the inning, but 3 runs come across to push Buffalo back into the lead here. Bottom 8 we go with Koala Kyle leading it off here. And he will fly out to right for out number 1 against Roy. Banana Boom. And Banana Boom will lace that one into left. A 1-out single for Banana Boom to DH. Reyes will hit that one into right, but that should be playable, and it is out number 2. Let's see if Ileshu can get something. Ooh, he swings at it, but it's smothered there in the dirt by the catcher, Tunch Denstro. And Roy gets the strikeout there to get out of the inning. All right, top of the 9th, last chance for Buffalo to try to beef up this score here. Tommy Vanderhonken has now come in for Indianapolis. And oh, what a play there by Milligan at short for out number 1. And that'll be a little blooper there by Valor for a 1-out single. And that'll be a fly ball down the right field line, but Pico able to get there. That'll be out number 2. Ooh, that one's hit hard, but playable as Savage will fly out to end the inning. Bottom 9 we go, back to the top of the lineup here for Indianapolis with Nate Nitro coming up, who's had a very good day. Let's see if he can get going here, try and get them back in this ball game. And he will. He walks just like that. You got a speedster on first who almost guaranteed going to be going for second. Oh, and he does it here, but a pop out by Josh. That'll be out number 1. Full count against Milligan. And she'll go, ooh, she'll go down, but Nitro into second. So last chance here for McKenzie. And he won't get it as Wally Choi comes in to shut the door and get the save for Buffalo. Buffalo takes a late inning win here, 7-5 over Indianapolis.
Definitely closer than I would have thought.
Yeah, so Indianapolis definitely had a good middle half of the game there, but unfortunately just couldn't hold on long enough.
Maybe the Lishon Bazooka just a touch long.
He did beat my under, though. I figured he'd get 8 walks, and he only had 4, so good on him.
Got the 8 strikeouts, though.
It's true. It's true.
Rice Alley had 6 walks. And Vidal Valor, your player of the game. All right, box score time. Raptors and Toros here. Toros lose late, 8-6. Raptors able to have a 5-run 9th inning to take the lead in this one. Emeritus will be a 3-hitter. Looks like the only 3-hitter in the ball game. Kudos to him. 2 hits, 3 RBI, a run for Greenwaldo. Pitching-wise, your starter's not going to get a decision here. It'll be Blizzy taking win number 1 on the season with that 0.00 ERA. Josh Berger will pick up his first save on the season. Negs will take their first loss, their second blown save of the year. And Wayne Wheeler, starter for Cancun, your player of the game, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. We have more interleague, or I guess I should ask, do you normally switch off box scores, or you just have...
Yeah, we do. It's up to you, though. I'm down for whatever.
We can switch off. I'll let you take this one.
All right. Next up here, we have the Demons and the Aviators. And the Demons putting on an absolute beatdown here. 5-0 over OBX. Going down to the hitting stats here. On OBX's side, not really much going on, but you have a couple multi-hit games from Karu and Rachka. On Detroit side, all but one players contributing in the hit category with a big day from Apollo, Dogwood, and Burnside in the middle of the lineup, with Gunk having a home run as well. Going down to the pitching here, we have Morgan with the loss, Quinton O'Quarters the win, who also is going to get your player of the game.
Good stuff, Demons. All right, Crabs Stars. Crabs going to win this one 6-2 at Nashville. Pretty close in the hit column. Crabs did get out hit by 1, but able to come away with the victory. 2 hits, 2 RBI, a run for Cove, shortstop for Providence. For Nashville, a 2-hit, 1 RBI, 1 run a day from 43 1/4. Looks like it was a home run. Pitching-wise, Meta will take win number 1 on the year. Zwaje loss number 1. Flamethrower Meta will be your player of the game. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts.
All right, next up here, we have a late inning affair between the Lunar Base Space Rangers and the Voyagers. And the Voyagers jumped out on top the 12th, but then Lunar Base hit a walk-off grand slam there from Arthur Morgan to take the victory. New York side, very slow offense, but they were able to put up some numbers today with DeMars and Palladores doing their thing. Now, Lunar Base's side, also kind of a slow day outside of Arthur Morgan at the top there, and Allison Chains also having a home run, as Morgan hit 2 home runs in the day, including that walk-off. Going down to pitching here, both Gosman and Into Dirt getting no decisions in their start. Alexander Benjamin, the blown save, and Buzz Lightyear, the win, with Closer and Anchovy getting the loss and blown save, respectively, on the other side. Your player of the game would, of course, be Arthur Morgan.
Take us to New Orleans, where the Rougarou win a nail-biter 3-2, also in extras, also a walk-off. This one coming versus the Vandals. It looks like Jay Windsor is your walk-off hero, hitting off against Mudbone. In the hit column, it's 3-hit, 1-run a day for Hayes, plus a walk, got on base 4 times. Very productive third baseman there. Meanwhile, for Nola, it's a 3-hit day for a number of batters. Windsor, Case, and Beecham Reyes. Pitching-wise, your starter's not going to get a decision in the extra inning affair. Mudbone will take that loss. Tentacion the win. Cove, your player of the game. 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, 2 earned runs.
Man, for all the hits in that game, I would have expected it not to be a 3-2 game.
Yeah.
Speaking of 3-2 games, we have one here. San Antonio also goes into extras and wins this one against Death Valley. 3-2 in favor of San Antonio. On San Antonio end, a big game from a few bats there, including Albies, Cold, and Lanakai, with Cold getting 3 hits there. On Death Valley side, only mustering those 5 hits, so not much offense happening there outside of Rusty Salmon Arms getting a triple. Going down to the pitching here, both Leela and Secret get no decisions there. They both have very good starts. Petrovic getting the loss and blown save on Death Valley side, with Commander Shepard taking the win in relief for San Antonio. Your player of the game is going to be Keep a Secret.
And our last Major League score of the day. The Pathfinders will get to 7-1 with this 6-1 victory, 11 hits, 2-5. This one was contained to just the allotted 9 innings. 3-hit day for Mills with a run on Toronto's side. And again, just 5 hits for Seattle. Not much doing there. In fact, no walks, only run and RBI coming from Plant. Looks like it was a home run off Thrasterson. So he'll be your standout batter for Seattle. Thrasterson, meanwhile, going to take the win. 8.2 innings, 1 earned run, 105 pitches. Looks like it'll be your player of the game as well, while Otani takes the loss. We'll jump on down to the minors.
Started off here with the minors. We got the Bears getting a big victory, 5-0, only 2 hits for Kansas City, as the Bears put on a very dominant performance here. Looking at their bats here, we see a couple big ones there with Torres, Gainey, and McRoyd and stuff having big games there. On Kansas City side, like I said, only those 2 hits, so really nothing going there. Bruce City side, Mitchell will get the win, going 6 2/3, not giving up any runs, where Garoppolo will take the loss. Player of the game is going to go to Deion Mitchell.
Takes us to Amarillo, where the Wheelers will take down the Dillos 9-6, 13 hits to 15. 3-hit, 4 RBI, 1 run, 1 walk day for Otaj, potential player of the game batter right there. 3-hit, 2 run, 1 RBI day for Bernard. Pitching wise, nothing for the starters. Neither able to go. Oh no, Jiwoo did go 5, but not able to get a decision anyway. Kinsella will take the win. In relief, Sinitara will take the loss. And Sebastian Otage is your player of the game.
Next up here, we have the Florida Flamingos taking a big victory here in an offensive battle between the Flamingos and the Ranas, 14-9, as 30 hits come across for both teams there. On the batting side for Florida, as you can see, there are lots of hits. Only one batter not contributing. As you have all but one of those batters that got hits had multi-hit games, with a big one there from Timothy Jr. going 4 for 5. Then you got Southworth with 5 RBI. On the other side for Puerto Rico, though, also all but one batter contributing in the hit column, with Cove having 3 hits and Stern having 2 there at the bottom. Going down to the pitching here, Bakugo and Matthews both get no decisions in their 4-inning starts, with Otter getting the win for Florida and maybe taking the loss. Player of the game can be Timothy Jr.
All right, Lemurs and the Swift Steeds. Lemurs will take the win here, 5-3, 11 hits to 8. Your standout batter for the Lemurs, 2-hit, 3-run, 2 RBI, 1 walk day for Denstro. Multi-hit days on the other side for Andrews and Yuppie. Pitching, Berger will take the win, 6 clean innings. Murphy the save, and Tover now will take the loss. Neller Denstro, your player of the game.
All right, and last but not least, we have a 6-2 victory for Chicago, staying undefeated to start the season. The Chicago Bats here had a pretty good day, with Blanco and Murphy having 2 hits, and then Cyrus Kidd going 4 for 5 with 2 RBI there as well. And then Anthony Simmons having a 3-run home run. On California side, not much offense outside of Rocha there at the top with 2 hits. So going down to the pitching here, we have Pecora with the win, Bauer Bottom with the save, and then Nitro taking the loss for California. And I'm going to assume your player of the game is Cyrus Kidd, but let's take a look here. And it will be Cryas Kidd, the player of the game.
And that will do it for our first sim day of week 1, day 2 here. Looks like we're going to head into a quick sim. So without further ado, looks like back-to-back quick sims here. Get on to the 30th, another full slate of games. Hit all the games today. Do a file save. All right, Demons will edge the Crabs 5-4, 10 hits to 6. Each team posting just the 1 error. 1 hit, 3 RBI, 1 run day for Dogwood. Looks like a big 3-run home run with 2 outs. Probably the difference in this game. Whiskey Fuse, though, not one to be outdone. He'll also put on a 3-run, 2-out home run here in the 8th inning. Pitching, Hugh-Man will take the win, and I think that's enough to put him over the innings pitched milestone. He was hovering just around the, 2 innings from 1250. So congratulations to Hugh-Man on the win and 1,250 innings in his career. Freak Delling will pick up save number 2 on the season. Torrent will take the loss. Hugh-Man, your player of the game. Congrats again on that milestone.
Next up here, we have OBX taking down Seattle 4-2 as a pretty close-knit game here until the 8th, it looks like. For Seattle's offense, let's go take a look here as I see Babbitt Person with 2 for 3 day, and that pretty much being it for the rest of their offense. On OBX's side, they do have a couple batters with multi-hits there, with Duncan Donuts and Okada Khan getting 2 hits, with Khan having 2 RBI as well. And going down to the pitching here, we have Gerd and Sheets both getting the no decisions in their starts, with James taking the loss for Seattle, Toadstool to win, and Johnson to save on OBX's side. Player of the game is going to be Benny Sheets.
That'll bring us to Toronto, where the Pathfinders' win streak reaches 7, taking down the Toros at home. McGillicuddy for Cancun, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk. For Toronto, it's going to be the 3-hit, 3 RBI, 2-run day for Namite that we highlight here. Pitching Stroh will take the loss, Starscream the win, and Natus Ixon will be your player of the game. D. Namite will tie the regular season game record for triples with 2 triples in the game. One of these days, someone's got to get 3.
Next up here, we have a dominant victory from Boise over the DVS, 9-0, as Boise's offense here going off. So if we scroll down a little bit here, we got Boise. I see Gonzalez Jr. there going 3 for 4 on the day here, having a big day for that offense with a couple multi-RBI games from other Boise batters. Death Valley obviously getting those 4 hits, no runs, so not much there going on. For pitching side, I see Johnny Tsunami takes the loss through DVS, Neymar Cove the win, and Ohei Shotani the save. Your player of the game will be Neymar Cove.
Take us down, I want to say to the champions, but it is more interleague games. So this one's going to be in San Antonio with the Rougarou and the Sloths. It's going to be an extra inning game with a Brown walk-off run-scoring single against Tentacion after they tied it in the 10th. So Nola tied it in the 9th. It took the go-ahead. The Sloths tied it in the 10th, and then the Sloths end up winning in the 11th. Sounds like it would have been an exciting one to watch. 4-hit day here for Fakar with an RBI. For San Antonio, 3 hits, a run, an RBI for Big Vito, the designated hitter.
I'm going to assume that you having my nameplate that has the entire screen is not meant.
Yeah, I was trying to sneak it in there while you were doing a box score, and I think I went over and forgot that it would just sit there that big. But yeah, I mean, let's make it the most important thing on the screen here.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that, yeah. Hey, the next game I pitched, so yeah, we'll see.
There you go. Let me just readjust that. Where was I? Pitching. No decision to your starters. Tentacion, lost, blown save. Komaro, blown save. Marvell, win number 2. Johnny Quest is your player of the game. 8 innings. Clean slate, 9 strikeouts. Good stuff there.
All right, next up, a 9-5 victory here for the Voyagers over the Apex in the duel of Stun Gun and Mr. Parko. Clearly, I won that because I'm just better than Stun. So, but going down to the offense here is a very offensive day against both of those starters. As Indianapolis there leading it off with Nate Nitro having 3 RBI and then Reyes getting 2 hits there at the bottom. New York side, those bats finally started to wake up with that middle of the lineup with Cove, DeMars, and Palidorus having big games there. Going down the pitching here, Stun only going 3 2/3, giving up those 7 runs, taking the loss. Parko going 8 innings, giving up 5. And going down here to the player of the game, I'm going to say is Palidorus, and it sure is. Squints Palidorus, player of the game.
All right, Stars Surge. Stars going to net the 10-5 win over the Surge. A lot happening late in here in the 7th and 8th innings. It's like 8 runs put up between the 2 teams in those 2 innings. 2-hit, 2-run, 3 RBI day for second baseman. Batting second, it's Silliams. For Buffalo, much more evenly distributed performances here. Let's go a hit, a run, 2 RBI from Valor. In fact, we'll call it a home run off Donahue. Pitching, Donahue will take the win despite giving up that home run. Hooper will grab the L. And Jake Silliams will be your player of the game.
All right, then last but not least, we have an absolutely offensive powerhouse day from Lunar Base, 16-4 over Vancouver. As looking at the Lunar Base lineup here, we have the top 4 batters, 3 of them getting 3 hits and another getting 2. with all of those RBI as well. And then you got Jeff Newman there getting 2 hits, and at the bottom, Cross Erickson going 3 for 4 with 3 RBI and 4 runs scored. On Vancouver's side, not much there, but you do have IPO3 with 3 RBI there. Got a bases clearing double, it looks like. Oh, no, it's only a 2 RBI double. But regardless, big offensive day there from Lunar Base. So let's go down to the pitching here. We have HLR Hypocrites getting the W, their third of the season. Ragnar Lothbrok getting the loss. And your player of the game will be Cross Erickson.
All right, Bears taking their second win on the stream. Leg lifts Bears to a 10-4 win. 13 hits to 9. Bears with no errors to the Hepcats 3. And we lead off with the leadoff man. Leg had 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 RBIs, and a walk in 4 tries. On the flip side for Kansas, 3-hit day at the bottom there for Slobber Knocker with an RBI to go with it. Like a double. Squirrel will take the win, 8 innings for the Bears. Glorbin Spiel will take the loss, and Rhino Leg is your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have a close-fought battle after the offensive showcase between the Ranas and the Flamingos, with the Ranas coming out on top 3-2. On Florida's side, they racked up 11 hits, but could not get the runs. You have multi-hit games there from Johnston, Fernandez, Jimothy, Nashville, and Southworth. On Puerto Rico's side, you have multi-hit days there from Thomas and Barry with 2 RBIs from Stern. Stoner will take the loss for Florida. Aria, the no decision, but Goodman getting the win in relief. And your player of the game will be Artemis Aria.
Had to type out very important Twitch comments. Excuse the delay there. The Lemurs will take a win at State College, 11-4. Big win here. 16 hits to 7. Let's see. 2 hit, 3 RBI, 1 run day for McDonald, the center fielder for the Lemurs. Meanwhile, State College, it's 2 hits, a run, and RBI for Barrow, the designated hitter. No decision to your starters. McFraud will take the win. Blank Space will take the loss. The blown save. And Alaskan Bullworm is your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have an 8-4 victory, giving Chicago their first loss of the season from California. As on Chicago's side, their bats finally not able to get all those runs, but you did have a few good performances there from Essence, Hunkball, and Alexander. On California's side, though, lots of offense with 15 hits to go with those 8 runs. As your first 5 batters all having multi-hit days, led by Daniel Archer getting 3 hits and 3 RBI, with Morgan having 3 hits towards the bottom as well. Going down to the pitching here, we have Heiderside with the loss, Schlossberg with the win, and your player of the game will be Daniel Archer.
And finally, for day 2 in our sim, it's the Dillos beating Anchorage 2-1 in this 12-inning affair. Looks like a shrew walk-off double against Grimes. Ted Giannalis will have a 3-hit day here for Anchorage. For the Dillos, 2-hit day for Bernard. Neither pitcher going to get the decision here. It'll be a hold for Goozer. Blown save for Abernathy Jr. Grimes will take the loss. And Workst will take win number 1 on the young season. Guy Manuel Lore is your player of the game. I think we might be heading into an off day here, but we'll go ahead and delete another quick sim off the tracker. Advance the day. Minors off day, but we do have the major slate, so we'll quick play that up. File save. And away we go.
As Nashville has a huge offensive day here, 16-7 over the Buffalo Surge, as the bats come alive today, just a little bit more for Nashville. On Nashville's side for batting there, those 19 hits are going to get spread evenly pretty well through the top of half of that lineup. With you have Salamanca with 2 hits and then 3 hits from Silliams, Hammer, and Jones, as well as Saab there at the bottom. Big day from the middle of the lineup for Nashville. On Buffalo's side, everybody contributing to the hit column there, with a big day from Wizard with 2 hits, 2 RBI, as well as Mustard getting 2 RBI as well. Going down to the pitching here, which probably won't look pretty, as Claudaddy gets the win, even though he gave up 7, as Ishioka gets the hold. Clifton will take the loss, only managed to get into 2 2/3 innings there. Player of the game is going to be Jake Silliams.
Bring us to OBX, where the Sea Serpents take them down 5-3. For Jacob of the Serpents, it's a 3-hit day with a run and an RBI. Double there for Jacob. OBX, meanwhile, let's get a 2-hit performance from Khan and Fielder. Highlight those. Pitching-wise, Toll's going to take the win. Bright the hold. Bouchard the save. OBX starter Hangman not going to get a decision here, but Sox will take loss number 1 on the season. And Jethro Tull will be your player of the game. 6.2 innings, 8 strikeouts, just 3 earned runs.
All right, next up here we have the Toros taking down the Pathfinders 6-2. As the Toros have a big offensive day there against that pitching staff of Toronto. On Cancun's side, for those hits, we have a 3-hit game from Jingleheimer Schmidt with 2 RBI, and then a multi-hit game from Wall and Unruly Rowdy. Diamonds are clear not cloudy, but then a 4-for-5 day in between them there with Tony Sims. Toronto on the other side only managed to get 6 hits, with 2 of them coming from Zach Johnson Jr. Going down here to the pitching, we have Ike Sampson's going to get the W, going 7 strong, only giving up 1 earned run, with Negs getting the save, and Cy Duck taking the loss. Player of the game is going to be Tony Sims.
And before we jump into this box score, prediction is live. Over, under, home runs, 2.5. The game, it's going to be state-colored Swift Steeds at the Chicago Kingpins. Go ahead and get your bets in. Looks like an early lead for the overs. Back to your box scores here. It's going to be a walk-off win for the Raptors. Tragedy continues for the Death Valley Scorpions. Still seeking their second win. They get walked off here by a vacuum double versus Poe Scott. For Death Valley, not really any dark spots in the lineup. Seeing some walks even on some of the guys who didn't get hits. But not much doing here. Just a couple RBIs for Ostman. For the Raptors, a 3-hit day with an RBI and a walk for Vacuum, including the walk-off double. No decision to your starters, Lebowski or Ovechkin. It'll go to Poe Scott taking the loss, and Cook will take the win in relief. Jeffrey Lebowski, your player of the game. 7 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 7 strikeouts in Death Valley's effort.
All right, in the next game, we have another extra inning game here, going 5-4 in I don't know what I'm trying to say. San Antonio won. That's what I'm trying to say. In favor. That's what I was looking for. I don't know why I couldn't get that. As Zane Gold hit a solo home run there in the bottom of the 10th to walk it off. All right, going down to the hitting stats here, we have a big day leading it off for Manuel Bang. As Danny Brennan and Sad Fakar have multi-hit games as well. But all that offense coming from Bang up top. For San Antonio side, their leadoff batter, Ozymandias Albies, also having a great day with all too well 10-minute version and Zane Cold having multi-hit games as well as Bartholomew Brown there in the 9-hole. Going down to the pitching here, Eshelman will take the no decision, same as Sahlberg in their starts, with Roberts getting the loss and blown save for New Orleans and Komoro getting the win. So the game's going to go to Manuel Bang.
Big day for Alvarez in a 12-6 Space Rangers win. 13 hits to 10. Rangers able to cash in on almost each and every one of those hits. And it starts with Allison Chains. Was not having a good start to the season, but a 2-for-3 day with 4 RBIs, 2 walks, and a run will help push those numbers up. Meanwhile, for Vancouver, 2 hits from the 3 and 4 batters, Hayes and King. 2 RBI between them and 2 runs between them as well. Man O'Wright will take the win. Marston the save for Lunar Base. It'll be Riggs with the loss for Vancouver. And Cali Alvarez will be your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have the Voyagers taking down the Indianapolis Apex 4-2. It's a close-knit game here between the two teams, getting them both now to 3-7. Going for the offense here on Indianapolis' side, not much to go off of outside of McKenzie getting 2 hits and then Nate Nitro hitting a solo shot there. New York side, big day there from Errol Cove in the 2-hole with 2 hits and 3 RBI, with HFFO Cove having 2 hits down there as well. Beauregard Rowe will take the loss for Indy. Xavier Crawford the win. I Love Anchovy the save. Player of the games will go to Xavier Crawford.
And last, for this sim day number 3, Demons drop a 6-2 decision to Crabs. 9 hits for the Crabs, just 4 for the Demons. No multi-hitters for the Demons. Doesn't even, I guess, there you go. Dogwood had a hit, an RBI, a run, and a walk. Looks like a home run for him. For Providence, meanwhile, the 3 hits of Benito almost equal the Demons' hit total for the game. And the 4 RBIs from Goose, looks like it was a triple and a double. So maybe a home run away from the cycle there. I guess a home run. And the single only had the 2 hits. Page going to take the loss in this one. Daly the win. DePotson the save. James Daly is your player of the game. And that will do it for this sim day. So we're going to have a majors off day and a live game for the minors. The prediction, I think, has come and gone. 2.5 home runs. Give you guys a little preamble, and then we'll hop right in. Looks like we have the Kingpins favored in this one, having about 6 of the 9 batters go their way, plus the all-important pitcher. Ortiz versus Bones is your pitching matchup. It's going to be lefty going for the Kingpins, a righty going for State College. The Kingpins, big lefty with a 0.00 ERA thus far on the season, compared to Bones with a 5.73 ERA so far this season. So Bones looking to right the ship, and the Swifties hoping that Ortiz will kind of regress to the average. And with that, we can hop in here.
You want to switch off innings for this one, or how you want to do it, or you just want to take it?
Yeah, if you want to switch off innings, that's fine with me.
Do you want to do first 2, last 2?
Yeah.
All right. I'll take the middle then.
Sounds like a plan, as Raru will hit this one into right field, where it will be caught. Joy now going to keep that right fielder on his toes. 2 quick outs now for Ortiz. All 3 outs going to go to the right fielder, who pretty much got to camp under each of those lazy fly balls. Chicago now. Essence leading things off in front of the home crowd. Switch hitter batting left-handed will ground out to the shortstop. Blanco now. This one's over the left fielder's head. He's back at the wall and able to make the catch, leading up against that wall deep on the track. The man, the myth, the legend will take a walk. Our first base runner of the game, followed quickly by Honk Ball. 2 on, 2 outs. It's Murphy the second, who will hit a sharp grounder to the second baseman, who makes the play and retires the side. Nothing doing through 1 inning. Neither team with a hit, just 2 walks in the game. And McCringleberry will fly out to the second baseman. Grounder to short here. Runner had a chance to beat it out, but a strong throw got him. And now here's Barrow, trying to be the first Swiftie to reach base. Will not fulfill that destiny. 3 up, 3 down for the Swifties. Here comes switch hitting catcher from the left side, Kidd. He'll hit this one on the ground to the shortstop. Dawson now designated hitter. A lot of switch hitters on this Kingpins team in foul territory. Looks like they made the grab behind the bleachers. Up the middle here, Simmons the third checking in with the first knock of the ball game. His first pitch swinging, got a good one to hit, and then we'll steal a bag to add insult to injury. This one's up the middle, but handled by the shortstop to retire the side. Quick 2 innings for you, and I'll pass it over to you.
All right, top 3 we go. And so far, very interesting game between the two, as they've both had pretty potent offenses. And speaking of potent offenses, Ulf Upi will be the first hit of the ball game here for the Swift Steeds. But unfortunately, that is immediately erased by a double play there by Nokiram. Bottom three we go now. Back to the top of the order for the Kingpins. Essence coming up. And they will hit it. Ooh, but can't quite beat it out. Out number one. Pedro Blanco hits that one hard, deep into left field, but playable. That just was inside the wall there for out number two. And Scotty Sterling will ground out to the shortstop. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Ozzy Bones. All right, full count here for Ruru, and he'll draw a walk here for leadoff runner on base here against Rodriguez Ortiz. But man, just like that, they ground into a double play to get that runner out of there. Hayden Andrews pops it up on the infield, and that will be the inning. Great 1-2-3 inning in an unconventional fashion there for Ortiz. Honk ball coming up, and he'll ground out to the first baseman for out number one. Kent Murphy coming up, and he will have a dribbler to short and can't beat it out. Out number two. Christ Kid, he'll hit that one hard, but it stops a little bit there, and that will be the final out there. Ground out to second. Engel McCringleberry, who had a very potent first sim coming up now, and that one will get over the shortstop's head for a leadoff single. Vincent Asaro coming up now. That will be a blooper into center field and caught out number one. Boog Barrow, the DH, coming up now. Ooh, as McCringleberry takes off, but is gunned down there by Cryas Kid, the catcher. And Barrow hits that one into left. That's going to get to the wall. That should be extra bases, and it indeed is. As now the Swifties have a runner at second with 2 outs. Weatherman coming up, and he will crank that one, and that is going to be your first home run of the ball game, as that is a 2-run shot there for Wellerman off of Luna Jose Rodriguez Ortiz. Alpha Upi coming up now.
Strike 3.
And he will go down looking on strikes, but State College strikes first, 2-0. Bottom 5, here we go. Tiger Dawson leading it off, and he will ground out to the shortstop. Anthony Simmons, the third, the first baseman here, as he will hit that one hard into center field, but that will be directly to the center fielder. 2-away. 3-1 pitch to Alexander, and that will be a ground out to the second baseman. Another 1-2-3 inning for Bones. All right, top of the 6th, here we go. Nokiram up again, and that will be a ground out to start the inning. Kadbaru, here he is. And that will be a ground out to shortstop. 2 away here now for Ortiz. And Joy will line that one down the left field line. And he's going to try for 2, but he's in there. Safe. 2-out double for Joy. Hayden Andrews Jr. coming up now. And that will be a hot shot to the third baseman to end the inning. So that double will not get them anywhere. Bottom 6 we go with Essence. Strike 3 indeed. Out number 1 for Essence. Pedro Blanco, the shortstop, coming up now. And that will be a pop fly into center field. Should be out number 2, and then indeed it is. Scotty Sterling, the 3-hole, here he is. And that will be another fly to center field. Should be the final out, and that will be the end of the 6th. Top of the 7th now with Engel McCringleberry leading it off for State College. And that's going to be a gapper there to lead off the inning off the Phantom, as McCringleberry will end up on second. All right, Vincent Asaro coming up now against the Phantom, as he'll swing through that one out number 1. So runner still in scoring position with 1 out here for Barrow. And he'll hit that one hard into center field, but a diving play by Essence in center to get out number 2 and keep the runner at second. Wellerman coming up, and he'll ground that one, but beats it out. Infield single there for Wellerman. He runners at the corners for Upi, who is the hot one, and he will fly out to left field, so nothing coming of it, and they get out of it. Good job by the Phantom. Bottom 7 we go. Hawkball, the 4-hole hitter, leading off for Chicago, and he hits right into the second baseman's glove for out number 1. 3-1 count here for Murphy. And he'll watch that one go by as Luke Fromm is in now. Price Kid, full count. That'll be one, and they turn two. Fromm comes out and gets out of the inning easily. Top of the eighth we go. Plague ended it off for us.
All right, here we go. And if things start getting a hit parade here, I will resume the play-by-play, but I'm going to try and take us around the league real quick. In the meantime, Kansas City down 2-4 against the Dillos as there's a successful pickoff. Florida's up 4-1 over the Lemurs. Bears up 5-3 against California. Anchorage got a narrow 1-0 lead against Puerto Rico. And I think that's where we started. Kansas City 3 to the Dillos 4. Back into the game, we'll have back-to-back strikeouts by Joy and Andrews to leave Rare W stranded on first base. We head to the bottom. Chicago needs to find 2 runs to keep this game alive. Good way to do that. Lead-off walk to Tiger Dawson. Here comes Anthony Simmons the third. That's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Third baseman calls off the catcher, makes the grab. So 1 out, 1 on. It's Alexander. This one's ticketed for the gap, but the center fielder does a good job getting over and makes the play. And now Essence will strike out on the fastball. Just a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Well placed on the corner. Got him swinging. Last chance to add on, it's McCringleberry. Asaro now. This one's headed deep to left. Is that going to get over his head? It does. That was way out of here. I thought that was going to be a close one, but 402 feet into the left field bleachers. Adds another one onto the board for State College. And now Boog Barrow, the designated hitter, hits this one on the ground to the shortstop. There's 2 outs. And Wellerman going to keep the inning alive with a single into left. Shortstop Yupi, a little hit and run action, but the first baseman grabs the ball and makes the out. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th, where the Chicago Kingpin fans are hoping for some late magic. Good part of the lineup to do it. 2, 3, 4 hitters are your due-ups, and the right-hander will lead things off with a bloop single past the shortstop. And here is Scotty Sterling. That's going to be another bloop single, looking like maybe death by 1,000 paper cuts, as that's 2 back-to-back weak hit balls that find some grass. Chance to turn 2 here, but they won't. Runners on the corners now with 1 out. Here comes Murphy, good chance to score a run, but this looks like it's going to remain in the field of play, and it's caught in foul territory. Mantix coming in for the last out of the game against Kidd. First baseman's got it on the bag, and they will celebrate a win in in State College as the Swifties take down Chicago. Did manage to avoid the embarrassment that would have been a 1-hit performance in front of their home crowd by getting a couple hits there at the end, but the shutout remains intact. State College 5-5. Definitely an upset here against the 8-2 Kingpins. Ozzie Bone's going to be your player of the game. And we will take you around the rest of the minor league finishes.
All right, next up here we have the Bears getting a W against California, 7-5. It's a very close one into the late innings here, as it looks like the top of the 8th, Cali tried to come back, but unfortunately could not. For the hitting side here on Cali, all but 2 batters getting hits today with multi-hit games from Sino Slams and Dethridge. On Bruce City's side, look at the top 5 there, doing all the work with Leg, Streamer, Gainey, and Argent having big days, especially from Howland Streamer with 3 hits, 3 RBI. Going down to the pitching here, we have Pitt will take the loss for California, Ford the win, Bear the hold, and Fordham the save on the side of Bruce City. So the game is going to be Rhino Leg.
And the Wheelers will beat the visiting Rhinos 1-0. Another low-scoring game here. 7 hits to just 3. Those 3 hits for Puerto Rico coming from Thomas, Justice, and Quinn, all singles. In fact, every hit in this game was a single. Ziegler for Anchorage will have to be our highlighted batter, as the only man who can get 2 singles in the game. Cranepool will take the loss. Fisher the win. Kinsella the save. Herbert Fisher is your player of the game. 6.1 innings, 5 strikeouts.
All right, next up here we have the Kansas City Hepcats taking down the Dillos. 7-4 is a 5-run top of the 7th there. We'll do that for you. Going down to the hitting side here, we have big days there from Harper and Mantle with 3 hits, with Dynasty and Slobberknocker having 2 hits apiece as well. On the Dillos side, 7 hits, but 6 of them coming from 3 batters, with Bernard, Toksum, and Whirlwind having 2 hits, with Mills getting 3 RBIs there in the 2-hole. Going down to the pitching here, we have Melgar and Arcanum with no decisions in their starts, with definitely not Kevin Schoch getting the win and Ziegler the save on Kansas City's side, with Mann getting a hold, Abel the loss and blown save on Amarillo's. Arya Harper will be your player of the game.
And in Florida, the Flamingos will edge past the Lemurs 5-4, 9 hits for each team. 3 hits at the top of the lineup for Allen, 2 RBI, a run, and a walk to go with those 3 knocks. For Florida, it's the number 9 hitter, 43, with 3 hits, a run, and an RBI. Pitching nothing for the starters, Moore will get the blown save, and Hyde the win for Florida, Kratt the loss for Louisville. Josh Allen is your player of the game. And no majors today, so there's another one in the books. And we are on to the 3rd. NOLA and Lunar Base, primetime number 3. Should get a prediction up here pretty quick. You have any predictions for this one?
Man, I love to vote for the underdog, especially since NOLA has a few former Flamingos on the roster there. But it's always hard to play Lunar Base. That offense is just something else, and especially with the way Allegra has started off this season, it's gonna be a tough one. But you can always see, as we saw, Indy almost came back to win the last game, so we'll see.
It definitely favoring Lunar Base in every category here. Plus, they've got the home field advantage, an uphill battle for NOLA. But I've lost some channel points betting against NOLA before. Prediction.
Yeah, you definitely aren't the only person.
Yep. Prediction being a straight up who wins, NOLA or Lunar Base. It is live now. It looks like it's been feast or famine for most of Lunar Base's hitters. They've got a lot of guys over 300 and then a lot of guys hovering right around 200.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's kind of part of what they do is you got guys that'll get on and guys that'll drive them home, but not much in between those two.
Yep. Chat talking about all of San Antonio's extra inning games.
Say apparently, Juosu wanted to give him a little challenge and make sure that everybody pitches all of the innings.
Set some single season records, maybe.
Yeah, most innings pitched just because they had to.
I wonder what the single season innings record is. There's some of those records are like from season 5 when things got kind of crazy. I wonder if that's one that is a super old one. I guess, but they've added so many games, so probably not.
Yeah, fair. Johnny Quest says Juosu's a reliever this year, and all of a sudden they start going in the extras a lot more. Yep. Just trying to bump her numbers.
There you have it. I think the prediction's low enough. We can go ahead and get this one started.
Since you started the last one, I'll start this one.
Sounds like a plan.
Speaking of starting it off, is the hot-hitting second baseman Manuel Bang for NOLA against Allegra Macarena, who's had a very good start to their season. And Bang will swing and miss on that one for out number 1. Danny Brennan, the third baseman, coming up now. 0-1 count. He sends that into right, but a diving play by Morgan in right field for out number 2. And Windsor, watch that one go by for the third out. 3 up, 3 down for Macarena. Then you have the hot-hitting Arthur Morgan and Callie Alvarez coming up right away against Lizzie Mitchell. And that will be a little weak pop fly into foul territory, out number 1. Alvarez coming up now. And that'll be a weak grounder to first, but he beats it out, uses that catcher speed to get on base, infield single there. Oh, an absolute rocket into the gap by Dog and Eminem. And that may score one. No, they don't send him, but you got runners at second and third, no out, or excuse me, one out here. Scumina Alcavado coming up. And Alcavado hits that one into center. That's good, should score. Ooh, they don't send him again. Very passive base running there. But 1-0 Lunar base off of that Alcavado single. Allison Chains pops up into right field. That'll be out number 2. They send the runner, and they don't beat the throw. And that'll be a double play in the fly-out, throw-out variety to end the inning.
Beecham Reyes came in on that ball, so I was amazed to see her take off there.
Yeah, that was a very interesting choice after me saying that they were passive. They got a little too aggressive there on the base paths. Fakar almost hits that one out, but is caught at the wall. But then Case hits a laser into center field, and that'll be a double. So Case on second with one out here for Beecham Reyes.
Strike 3.
Ooh, and that's going to be a strike on the inside half there. Out number 2. Let's see if Silbert Randberg can do something here. And that's going to be, ooh, almost a infield single, but no. That'll be at the end of the inning. Bottom 2 we go with Rake and Lake leading it off here for Lunar base. And he will bloop that one, but the center field able to get there for out number 1. Full count to Newman. And he'll lace that one into the gap. That should be extra bases. And that will be a double there for Jeff Newman. Blair Boyant, the shortstop, coming up now with a man at second with one out.
Strike 3.
And he'll watch that one go by, out number 2. Cross Erickson, the center fielder, coming in now. And that's going to be right to the first baseman for out number 3. Top of the third we go. Over to you, Plague.
All right, here it is. Leading things off with the number 8 hitter for the Rougarou. It's Tulowitzki, shortstop. Switch hitter taking this one from the left side. Steel Flex
Strike 3.
is naturally left-handed. Will strike out on that one. Cutter inside, swing and a miss. And Manuel Bang, the hot hitter, will take a walk. Good at bat there, seeing a full count and getting on with it. Then strike 3 called on Brennan. As he swung right through. Pitched low in the zone. Here comes Arthur Morgan, the right fielder. This is a grounder to first. To the pitcher covering it. It's going to be an error. I didn't see if they called that on the pitcher or the first baseman. And ground ball up the middle. They call that one an infield hit a little, so it's not at least back-to-back errors. But 2 on, no outs. Not feeling too good for Lizzie Mitchell. Able to recover and get 1 out here. Could get a double play to get out of this one, and we'll definitely need it now with the bases loaded. Just the 1 out. Allison Chains now. That could be a double play ball. They'll just take the force out at home. But good thinking there by the shortstop to cut down the run at home, and they will get out of the inning. Despite bases loaded, 1 out. Able to keep things right where they are at the 0-1, and now a chance to tie it. It's Windsor. Flying out to center, now Fakar. Sends this one into left field, going back on it at the track at the wall, makes the catch. Just in case, the left-handed catcher will pull this one on the ground to the second baseman, who gets it over to first for the out. Pitcher's duel so far, you could say. You might not necessarily agree with it. There's been a number of walks and hits for Lunar base, but that hasn't really been reflected in the score sheet. We are in the 4th inning, and Mitchell is in the mid-60s on the pitch count. Ground ball past the second baseman. We'll put runners on the corners again with 1 out. For leadoff hitter Arthur Morgan, who sends this one back up the middle, but it hangs up there for the center fielder, and they're going to have another runner gunned down at home. Don't run on this Rougarou outfield. This again coming in on the ball. Weird choice to send the runner. And they are gifting NOLA the outs they need to stay in this one. The quick 2 outs here for the NOLA hitters. Tulowitzki now trying to beat that one out. Cannot. 1, 2, 3 go the Rougarou. Yes, I think we already did do the Kingpins game, Sensen. Sorry to say it. Diving play there in left field. Ruger outfield doing it all. Might not be able to bring this one in. No, it won't even make it to the track. 1, 2, 3 inning. Things really kind of zooming along here. Lizzie Mitchell in a groove. Allegra Macarena in a groove. Center fielder will go back on this one, and it's over his head. He was lazily retreating for that ball. Leaped at the last second. Wasn't able to haul it in. And Ruger with a runner in scoring position now. I think for the first time this game. Won't advance him on that throw. Here's Brennan now. That's a single. Will they test the arm of the Space Rangers? They do, and well safe. So this is a tie game here in the top of the 6th inning. Windsor now with 1 on and 1 out. Bloop hit to the second shortstop who makes that play, and then a strikeout of Fakar will retire the side. Damage done. 1 run on the double and the single. And Lizzie Mitchell up at 76. Make it 80 pitches on that walk. To Allison Chains. Going to have to bear down and find a way through this one. That looks like it's going to be a single. 2 on, no out. First and second for Jeff Newman, who will take a walk. And now bases loaded, no outs. Blair Boyant. They weren't able to score bases loaded, 1 out. See what they do here. They hit a single into right field. 1 run is in, and not going to test the Ruger outfield again. I think that might spell the end of Lizzie Mitchell's outing. Does. Here's Tentacion. The tough spot in this game. Gets the strikeout on 4 pitches. Back-to-back strikeouts now getting across Erickson and Morgan. And now the hot-hitting Alvarez. It'll be a pass ball. They throw back to the pitcher covering, but the run does come in on the wild pitch. Alvarez will resume the batting stance and take a walk with the free base now at first. Bring up Eminem hitting 205. Another pass ball, but this one is recovered. And then they'll walk in a run. So after getting back-to-back strikeouts with no outs and the bases loaded, 2 runs have now scored on Tentacion. Alcavado up the middle. This is going to fall. 1 run is in, and they just send the 1. Wheels falling off here for the New Orleans Rougarou. Litter base looking to continue to add on here with Allison Chains. Mendoza line hitting designated hitter will swing through that one. But 4 runs on 3 hits with 3 left on. Just in case now for Nola will strike out swinging. A circle change there. Beecham Reyes gonna take a walk. And Ronberg, this might be a 2-run home run well over the left fielder's head. This one is out of here. 367 feet. Nola will get 2 back from the 4 they just gave up. Trying to breathe some new life into this game. Tulowitzki will bat next. This one's a slow grounder. Able to make the play there, and now steal flex. Center fielder hitting 154. Beats out a little infield single played by the pitcher. Keeps the inning alive for Bang, who will swing and a miss on strike 3. Around the league, the Sloths are leading OBX 4-1. Vancouver down 1-7 against the New York Voyagers. Seattle's got a 6-3 lead over Indy. Cancun down 4 runs to Nashville. It's 1-5 there. Detroit up 3-1 against DVS. Toronto shutting out Buffalo 9 runs to none. Providence beating the Raptors 4-2. And we're back to the Sloths and OBX. Taking you back into the game, it's going to be 2 on, 2 out. Last out of the 7th inning. On the ground to the 3rd baseman. Takes the quick play to second. And with the 8th inning, we send it over to my co-host.
All right, to finish off this game, it's still pretty close here. It's easily still winnable for New Orleans, and if they keep doing that, leadoff single by Brennan, they can get back into this game. You have Windsor, 1-2 count, and Polis will strike him out. Sad Fakar coming up now, 1 on, 1 out. And he'll ground that one to the shortstop, and they can't turn two, but they get the lead runner at second. So 2 out, 1 on. Case hits that one into right field, but playable, and that will be the end of the top of the eighth. All right, bottom 8 we go. Callie Alvarez, the hot-hitting catcher for Lunar Base, leading it off here. 1-2 count.
Strike 3.
Swings through that one, out number 1 there by Hackenbush. All right, full count for Eminem, and he will hit that one to the shortstop for out number 2. Alcavado up now, and they will ground out to the third baseman. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Hackenbush. Top of the 9th we go. Last chance for NOLA to try and come back with Jordan Beecham-Reyes, Sobert Randberg, and Trevor Tulowitzki up now. Beecham-Reyes hits that one into right. That'll be out number 1. Randberg, here we go. Full count. And he hits that one into right field, but playable. 2 straight flyouts to right. See if Trevor Tulowitzki can get something going here. And that'll be a botched ball there. He'll end up at second on the error. So Steel Flex with somebody at second. Let's see if he can get something going. Then he'll hit that one into right, but a diving play in right field by Arthur Morgan to end the game. Wow, that could have definitely gotten that run home on that one, but Arthur Morgan having a fantastic play in right to end it. So that's going to be a 5-3 victory there for Lunar Base. Exciting up to the last out there.
Ended up being a real close game. Allegra Macarena going to get your player of the game. Did go 7 innings with just the 3 earned runs. Flawless bullpen for NOLA in their 3 innings of work. And we'll take you back around the rest of the league now to see how those games ended up. Pathfinders win this one 9-1. So Surge not going quietly, getting shut out. Did manage to get that 1 run home. Pilsudski, 2 hits, a run, 3 RBI. For Buffalo, the lone RBI coming from Mustard. Looks like maybe a sac fly. No hit for Mustard, but the RBI. What can I say except you're welcome? We'll get the win. Randall Jr., the loss. And the player of the game will be, what can I say except you're welcome? 1 run, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks over 8.1 innings pitched.
Next up here, we have a 6-2 victory for Providence over Boise. As Dustin and I always say, more hits don't always matter, as Boise with 10 hits, but only the 2 runs, with 3 straight batters getting 2 hits with Vacuum and Midas and Cove. On Providence's side, all of the offense coming from the bottom of their lineup, with Halou and Cool Crab getting 2 hits, with Cool Crab getting 2 doubles and 3 RBI on the day. Going down to pitching here, Tiny Chef will take the loss here, giving up 3 and 6, with Choi getting the win and DePotson getting the save on Providence's side. Calvin Cool Crab will be your player of the game.
San Antonio beats Outer Banks 5-1. 3 runs in the 3rd and never looked back with that lead. 4 hits, 2 runs for Albies at the top of the San Antonio lineup. For OBX, only multi-hit day is going to be Kim with the 2 hits in the RBI. Pitching, DePoyo will take the win. Komaro a hold. Jones taking the loss, and Chicharron DePoyo is your player of the game. 6.1 innings, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts.
Next up here, we have a 9-4 victory for New York over Vancouver. As 23 hits happened in this game, so a big offensive day. Vancouver's side, they had 10 hits with Kirk Swerve Jr., IPO3, Gabriel Ketter-Scudder, and Chance Grove all getting multi-hit games. On New York side, you have Errol Cove and Bellick Cove. The Coves having multi-hit games there with 3 apiece, and then Ben Kruger in the 9-hole getting 3 hits and 3 RBI. Going down to Vancouver side, Crash Jackson will take the loss in his start. Rough day, only giving up 2 earned of those 6 and taking the L there. Patey will go 7 1/3 strong, only giving up 1 run, and be your player of the game.
New prediction is live. Toronto versus Buffalo. First plate appearance. Out or not out? Get your points in now while we finish up these box scores. This will take us to the Detroit Demons and the Death Valley Scorpions. DVS still not able to find that elusive second win of the season. The Demons take this one 4-1. For DVS multi-hit days for Kuma and Ostman. For Detroit, at the top, you got Granholm, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks. Pretty good day at the plate there. Striker Jr. will take the loss. Batir, the win. Williams, a hold. Delling, their second save of the sim. Third of the season. Travis Granholm is your player of the game. You'll love to see it.
Next up here, we have another big offensive day. Seattle taking down Indy 10-8. They score 4 in the top of the 8th there to jump out ahead. Going down to Seattle's side for that offense, we have 2 hits and 2 RBI from Knox, 2 hits and 3 RBI from Babbitt Person, then a 3-for-5 day with 3 RBI from Allard. On Indianapolis' side, they also had lots of hits there, with 2 hits coming from Nitro, McKenzie, Kyle, Banana Boom, and then 3 from Reyes there, with Banana Boom and Kyle having 2 RBI and 3 RBI apiece. Going down to Seattle's side here, Cookie, the no decision, same as Montgomery on the other side. Laharm James, the blown save. Watson Bear version 2.0, the win. Bouchard, the save. And on Indy's side, Vanderhaken will get the hold, and Chapler, the loss and blown save. Player of the game is going to be Theo Allard.
And last of the majors for this day in the sim, it's the Stars winning 6-5 on a walk-off after the Toros put in so much work to tie it with 2 runs in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th. Jose 43 1/4 hits a solo home run, much to the delight of the home crowd. 2 hits for McGillicuddy with an RBI. 2 hits, 2 runs, an RBI for 43 1/4. Pitching wise, Negs takes the loss. Hitatsunyage will take a hold, and Crunk Jr. with the win and the blown save. First of each of those for Crunk Jr. Krispy Kreme, your player of the game, 6 innings, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts. And we'll drop down to the minors. Can't remember if I saved or not, so we'll just do an extra one just in case.
All right, started off here as a 5-0 victory from Chicago over State College, as I think they were a little upset from that loss live. Going down to the pitching here for State College, only 3 hits, so nothing really going there for them. On Chicago side, though, you have a big day from Scotty Sterling with 2 hits, 3 RBI, and then Tiger Dawson having 2 hits as well. From the pitching side here, we have Belong With Me will take the loss for State College, 43 the win for Chicago. And your player of the game will also be Jose 43.
Firehawks deal Bears a 5-4 defeat in Brew City. Both teams with 11 hits. Firehawks with 3 errors to Bears none, but leading where it counts in the run column. Leadoff batter is going to combine for 4 hits, 2 each, Racha and Daniels. Streamer for the Bears, 3 hits and a walk. Pitching wise, it's Biglet with the win, Lord with the hold, 43 Jr. with the save, Budweiser with the loss, and Jeff Lumo, new fan, your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have the Louisville Lemurs taking down the Florida Flamingos there, despite a late inning rally there by Florida, 5-4 in favor of Louisville. On Louisville's side, their offense kind of spread out. There's only one player in multi-hits with McDaniel. They have 2 RBI there from the catcher, Bull Worm. On Florida's side, those 11 hits coming from Sakudo, Jimothy, and Amy 43, with 2 RBI there from Fernandez. Going down to the pitching side here, next we'll take the no decision. Jishan will take the loss for Florida, with Crown getting the win, McFraud the hold, and Murphy the save. Player of the game is going to be Amy 43.
Thriller excels, but the Dillos win 8-7. Hepcats did put up 3 runs in the top of the 9th to try and keep the game alive, but weren't quite able to do it. Thriller, though, 3 for 4, 2 runs, 5 RBI, and a walk. Cannot blame him for the Kansas City defeat. Hit and 3 RBI with a run for Woofington. Big home run. Legacy Point will take the loss. Labyrinth, the win. Bread, the hold. Blahaj, the hold. And Works the save. Damian Thriller, your player of the game.
All right, last but not least, we have an extra innings affair here between the Wheelers and the Ranos, as the Wheelers come out on top 6-5 in the 11th. And the Ranos here offensively getting big days out of Cove and DeYoung there. Well, also 4 walks from Barry, the DH. On Anchorage's side, you have 2-hit day there from Ziegler, Gianalus, and then Wallace and Winton at the bottom. And then Bear getting 3 runs in his 3 at-bats there. For pitching side, Solo and Cove getting no decisions, with Buckley getting the hold, Grimes the blown save, and Goozer the win for Anchorage, and Shirazi the loss on Puerto Rico's side. Quentin DeYoung will get your player of the game, and Griffin Berry ties Puerto Rico's single-season extra inning game record with 4 walks.
And that does it for this sim day. Poking through my phone, I saw that they just officially announced Juan Soto to the Yankees. For those of you who have been fervently following the real baseball stories, I am sad.
It's crazy. It feels like nobody ever goes to the Yankees. Got a big name finally.
They haven't really been in too many big trades that way. We'll go ahead and finish this sim day. PBE is the real. Yeah, all right. This is the real baseball. In fake baseball news, Juan Soto to the Yankees. Did Jeff tweet it? That's true. I often wait for Jeff Passan to really, really make things official, but I saw a couple different outlets reporting it. Yeah, and the Red Sox and Yankees made a trade. Verdugo went to the Yankees. But with that news out of my heart, we have Toronto and Buffalo as primetime number 4. We have the Scotty Gate going on in chat. There's
Bazooka Joe getting I think it's his second start out live.
Yeah, that's a rare one, and I'm glad to see that he's been up and about in chat, so he should get to see both his starts.
Yeah, I'm still gonna put the over under on 7.5 walks. We'll see if that happens or not.
Looks like the prediction's pretty easy on first plate appearance, out or not out. I imagine they might even throw a second prediction once that one goes. Since this is a first plate appearance mods, I think if you guys want to go ahead and close that now before I hit play, just in case, we can close that up, and I think we can get started.
I think I started the last one, right? So it's you starting this one?
Yeah, I'll take the first 2 and the last 2.
All right, here we
go.
go.
We can't get an exciting ending like a walk-off or something. I'm going to press play. I gave the mods a warning. Hopefully they end that prediction and no one gets free points, but we'll see what happens. D. Namite will be the leadoff batter here. He's the one. Will he be out or will he be not? It's a 2-2 count. The suspense is killing me. It's Bazooka Joe. Not going to be a walk. We know that much. On the ground to the shortstop, and they make the play. So the result is out. Nobody bet. Don't do it. There's your walk. It's going to Mills. We are on our way to 7. Strikeout to Johnson Jr. Pilsudski, that's ticketed for an out. Yeah, good recovery fumble there at the end. It looks like it was maybe going to head in all the way out into the ocean out there, but Park was just able to hold it. Here's Mike Forbes Jr. on the ground. Another grounder here. This one by OOTP Wizard and Monster. We'll see if he can keep it off the ground. That's in the air, but handled by the right fielder. 3 quick outs. Brickley Jr. first to hit now for Toronto. Strike 3 called. Saw just 3 pitches from Bazooka Joe. Got 2 strikeouts and a walk already. Plus a few ground outs like that one. Last out, it's Lewis. This one's in the air, deep to center field and caught at the wall. I think the sim's been really throwing us some curveballs with these deep flyouts.
A lot of warning shot power today.
Yep. Taylor now on the ground to the shortstop. They're keeping the shortstop busy. And another one to the shortstop. Quick 3 outs. Thrasterson looks to be in peak form here. Both starters, really.
Strike three.
We did have one better reach for the Pathfinders. Still no
It's
hits
true,
in
that's
this
true.
game.
And only one walk for Joe so far, so crazy.
Yeah.
As he gets a strikeout there on Ixon. And Dinamite will be the final out in the top of the third. Bottom of the third we go now with Valor Jr., the hot bat of Buffalo. And he would draw the walk. Full count here, and that's going to be hit hard in the left, but not hard enough. Fly ball, out number one. Hulk Savage up now, and he will pop out into foul territory. Oh, no, he dropped. He either just missed it or dropped it, but it looks like they're going to give him an error for dropping it. So that will not be the out, and that will instead lead to the first hit of the game from Savage there. That is a OTP moment if I've ever seen it. But they were able to get out of it with Rasterson there as a fly out from Forbes Jr., and Wizard will do it as the error does not come back to hurt them. Kendrick Mills now leading it off here in the top of the fourth. And he'll hit that one hard in the left, but right to the left fielder. And that's going to be a strikeout there from Zach Johnson Jr. Joseph Pilsudski coming up now with a 4-hole. 2-2 count, 2 outs, and he will pop that one up to the catcher. Ooh, no, he gets out of the way. Would have been a dangerous move there, but the third baseman was able to gather it. Bottom four we go. Cookie Monster leading it off here for Buffalo. And he'll hit the dribbler to the catcher, and he does not beat it out. Out number one. Mustard punches that one into right, but the right fielder is able to come on and get the second out. Taylor, 2-2 count here, and he'll watch that one go by. Strike three and out three. Top of the fifth we go. Harvey Brinkley Jr. leading it off here for Toronto. Full count from Joe. And that'll be shot to right, but a diving play there. Nice little slide by Mustard for the out. And that one will get down, and indeed it does. That will be the no-hitter broken up there by Mo Love. Jeff Lewis coming up now. Ooh, a little dribbler, and they get the double play. I thought they were just going to lead runner. What? Great play there by the Buffalo defense to end the inning. Bottom five, Denstro gone. Strike three. Out number one for Thrasterson. Fidel Ballard Jr. coming up now. And he'll watch that one go by for ball four. 1 on, 1 out for the Buffalo Surge. And that one's just going to get over the shortstop's head. So you got runners at first and second, 1 out for Savage. He grounds it to second, and they turn two to get out of it. Top of the sixth we go. Still a scoreless inning, a scoreless affair here. You got Bob Catter coming up. 3-1 count. That'll be a walk from Joe. Only his second on the day. Full count to Ixon, and he rifles that one into the gap. That'll be extra bases from Ixon. You have Catter going, and they will not send him. Wow, they hold him up there. So you got runners at second and third. No outs here for Dinamite. 1-2 count. He'll swing through that one for the first out. Kendrick Mills now, runners at second and third, 1 out. He'll hit that one into right field, but playable. Are they going to send the runner? They do, but he will get there. That'll be 1-0 Toronto as they break up the scoreless affair. Zach Johnson Jr. coming up now, the runner at third, and he'll swing through that one. So Joe able to get out of it there, only giving up the 1 run, so very much doable here for Buffalo to come back from that. Bottom six, back to Forbes Jr. leading it off. He'll get the leadoff walk. OTP Wizard coming up now. As Forbes takes off his gun down by Mills. That is very rare to see there. Forbes getting thrown out. Wizard bloops it into left, but left fielder's able to get there for out number 2. Cookie Monster up now, and he'll watch that one go by. Quick 1-2-3 inning there after the leadoff walk. Top of the seventh we go. We got Pilsudski leading it off now.
Strike three.
And he'll swing through that one. Strikeout number 8 there for Joe. Harvey Brinkley Jr. up now. And he will ground out to the second baseman for out number 2. We got Mo Love, the right fielder, coming up here. And he'll hit that one hard into center, but not hard enough as the center fielder able to get under it. That will be the end of the top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th we go with Mustard, and Mustard leading it off for the Buffalo Surge. And he will hit that one into right field, but an easy fly ball for out number 1. Darren Taylor coming up. 3-1 count, and he'll draw the walk. Thrasterson almost to 100 pitches here. Ooh, but Denstro swings through that one. All right, you got Valor. 1 on, 2 out here. Let's see if he can do something. And he will not, because that will be a fly ball to the second baseman. So Thrasterson through 7, scoreless. Top of the 8th we go. Let's see if play can bring us home and if this one's going to get any more interesting.
All right, here we go. Strike 3 called on Lewis. Catter in now. Right-handed batter will strike out. Bazooka Joe still going strong in this one. Just crossed over 100 pitches. Faced the number 9 hitter Ixon, and he strikes out the side in order for strikeout number 11 of the ballgame. He said over under 7 walks. He's got 2 walks and 11 strikeouts, so maybe he found that control. Just doing
I think it's only happening because I'm streaming. He just wants to prove me wrong.
Yeah, could be. Or maybe just the batter's taking bad swings at pitches they could be walking on. Looked like a double play ball, but it'll just be a fielder's choice there. Runner going, throw into second base is behind the runner. So an RBI opportunity for Wizard. This ball's hanging up there, hangs up just long enough for the center fielder to get under it. We stay here at 1-0 into the 9th inning. Last chance for the Pathfinders to add on. They will walk the first hitter, Dean Amite, first hitter leadoff batter, who will steal second base. Surge were not able to make their stolen base work. We'll see if the Pathfinders are any more successful. As Deleted Index has now given 2 free passes and then a hit. That was a weird OTP animation there, but it's going to be bases loaded with no outs for Pilsudski, who's going to single this one up the middle. Deleted Index has been greeted quite rudely in this one, now given a run up, still bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Harvey Brinkley Jr. This one hit hard into right field. The throw in. The catcher not able to get it. Miscue there allows all of the runners to move up a base and 2 score in the inning so far. Handled by the pitcher, 2 outs, 2 on. It's Lewis who will strike out looking. So able to add 2 runs were the Pathfinders. Now the Surge have some climbing to do. Starting off with Cookie Monster, who will hit this one into the gap. Good for extra bases. Headed into second base, sliding in safe. So RBI opportunity here for Mustard, who hits this one into center field, where it is handled. Bring up Taylor batting 174 will strike out looking. And the game is on the bat of Trench Denstro, who has a good sound off the bat, but it carries right to the center fielder. And Toronto are able to shut out the Buffalo Surge and claim this win. Amazing performance by Bazooka Joe, but outdone by Thrasterson, where you see a pitcher go 8 innings, 2 earned, get the loss. But it is hard to compete with a shutout Toronto orchestrated. Typical.
Yeah, Thrasterson having the 0.4 ERA going into this third start. It's pretty good so far, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Rough outing for the Dendex.
All right, taking a look at this one as New York will get a 9-5 victory against Vancouver. Vancouver tried to get something back there, going 3 in the top of the 9th, but it was not enough. You got 2 hits there from Garfield and 3 from Motorwash to Goatee, but IPO 3 looks like with a 3-run home run there in the 9th inning. On New York side, lots of offense. You got 2 hits there from Dion and DeMars up top there, with Cove getting 3 walks in the 2-hole. Palladores 2 hits, 3 RBI, and then Moose and Kruger with 3 hits at the bottom of the lineup as well. Going down to pitching, Cove will take the loss, Gosman the W, And Kelvin Gosman will be your player of the game.
Bring us to OBX, where they get a walk-off win here. 3-run 9th inning to avoid the shutout and walk away with the win. A hit and 2 RBI for Long Pipe. A hit and 3 RBI for Khan. Looks like it was a 3-run home run for Khan. That was the walk-off. Oh no, bases clearing double. So bases loaded double cleared him up and secured the win. Neither starter will get a decision here. Kumaro will take the loss, the blown save. Toadstool the win. And Gianna Morgan is your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have a 6-4 victory for Providence over Boise. And down to the Boise Bats here. 8 hits, but could not get those runs, as you have McMagic, Emeritus, and Cove all getting multi-hit days there. And I think that is it. Yep, that's all for them. He's been Emeritus also with 2 RBI. Going over to the other side for batting, though, for Providence, we have all of that offense there coming from Shiesty Jr. with 2 hits, 2 RBI, and then Goose with 3 RBI coming off of that 3-run homer. Now going down to the pitching here. We have Cruiser getting the loss for Boise, only making it 2 1/3. Rough start for him. But Flamethrower Meta gets their second win of the season, going 5 2/3, giving up 4, striking out 6. Player of the game is going to be Joe Shiesty Jr.
That will take us to Lunar Base, where NOLA, not able to get the win, loses. New Orleans tarnishes fine game by case. I was trying to understand what that message header was, but yes, the Rougarous drop this one to Lunar Base Space Rangers, who win 6-3. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a walk for Justin Case. 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBI for Arthur Morgan, leadoff batter for the Lunar Base Space Rangers. Bay will take the loss into dirt to win, just in case your player of the game.
Next up here, we have Detroit taking down Death Valley as DVS tried to muster some power there, getting all of their runs there in the last 4 innings, but still losing 8-6. Going down to the bats here, DVS with 2 hit days from Slammer, Max Power, Ostman, and Ferrero. On Detroit's side, lots of consistency there with a big day from Leonidas Ruiz, who had 3 hits, 4 RBI, and also 3 RBI for Torres there. Going down to the pitching, we have Secret will take the loss there, 5 runs, but only 2 earned, so a rough start to their game. And Quinton O'Quarters with 3-0, again 6 1/3, giving up 3, striking out 9. Player of the game will be Leonidas Ruiz.
Toros take down the Stars, 16 runs to 4, 20 hits to 11. Big win here for the Toros against a division rival. 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 RBI for Blue Sky. Probably the best bat in this one. For Nashville, 2 hit, 3 RBI, 2-run day for Cilliams. Wheeler takes the win, Aswaje the loss. Zodiac Blue Sky, your player of the game, and John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt will tie the champions regular season game record for triples with 2.
All right, and another big offensive day here as Seattle gets their 7th win of the season, 9-5 over Indianapolis. Going down to Seattle's batting here, lots of bats going there in the top 3, as you have 2 hits from Knox, 4 hits from Miss, and 3 hits for Hayes, and also 3 RBI, with Harley Quinn having 2 hits and 2 RBI as well. On Indianapolis' side, we have 2 hits, 2 RBI for Jew the Jew, and Cal Pico with 2 hits and 3 RBI. Going down to the pitching side here, we have Otani getting the win for Seattle, and Rizali the loss for Indianapolis. The game's going to be Houston Hayes.
Then it drops over to the minors, where the Swiss Steeds dropped this one against the Kingpins. 13 runs to 2, 22 hits to 3. Each team posting the error. Wellerman, Yuppie, and Nuckgerm will be your hitters for State College. Meanwhile, for Chicago, there's a batter with 4 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs. And Alexander will have 4 hits, a run, and 3 RBIs. Pitching-wise, Tavernow will take the loss, Pecora the win, Crony the save. And the right fielder for Chicago will be the player of the game.
And next up, the Bears will take down the Firehawks 7-2, getting their 7th win of the season. Going over to California's side, they did have 7 hits, but unfortunately could not get them enough in a jumble there as everybody kind of spread out. On Brew City's side, though, big offensive day from the leadoff hitter Rhino Leg with his 2 home runs, included in those 3 hits and 3 RBI. McRoyden Stuff also has 2 RBI with multi-hit games from Streamer and Payne. Going down to the pitching here, we have Nitro the loss, Mitchell the win. Player of the game, of course, will go to Rhino Leg.
Hepcats will spill the Dillos 7-1, 16 hits to 7. 4-hit day for Mantle. It's like 4 singles. They all count. 2-hit days for Woofington and Whirlwind. Pitching Ji Woo will take the loss for the Dillos. Legacy Point the win for Kansas City. And Damian Thriller is your player of the game.
Next up here, we have a late inning affair with a walk-off home run win for the Florida Flamingos, going 5-3 over Louisville. On Louisville's side, they had a pretty good offensive day, but 11 hits to only 2 runs. It's 3 hits and 2 RBI from Bullworm, with 2 hits from Javier Franco and Hartman as well. On the Florida side, you have D. Fernandez with 3 hits, 2 RBI, including that walk-off home run, and Ichiban Sokudo with 3 hits, as well as Amy 43 with 3 hits at the bottom of the lineup. Going down there, we have Berger with the no decision, as well as Bakugo, but Kratt with the blown save and Murphy the loss, with Moore getting the win in relief for Florida. Player of the game is going to be D. Fernandez.
Take us to our last box score this day in the sim. Wheelers take this one 8-2, 17 hits to 8 against the Ranas. Pulling the Wheelers back to 500 ball. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a run for Cove. 4 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 runs for Panda. Matthews will take the loss. Coney's the W. Red Panda, your player of the game. And it looks like we're going to have double quick sims here into our final live game of the stream. Majors off day, minors off day, so that was a quick sim. And we'll head to the 6th. Should be a full slate, of course. Oops.
All right, we'll start this one off with another extra inning ball game here, going into 13 as New York creeps back up to tie Buffalo with that 6-7 record, 3-2. And looking like here we have on New York's side 9 hits across those 13 innings, with 2 hit days coming from DeMars and Cove in the middle of the lineup. On Buffalo's side, only getting 6 hits, so not much going on, but Mustard and Manny Calavera getting 2 hit days. Going down to the pitching side, Parco and Hooper both getting no decisions in their starts, both only giving up 2 runs. And it looks like Rosas will get the win in relief, closer the save, Wally Choi taking the loss for Buffalo. Player of the game will be Anthony Parco.
OBX and the Crabs. OBX wins this one 9-2, 12 hits to 5. 3 RBI, 2 hit, 2 run day for Kauru. On OBX side, for Providence, a 2 hit day for Goose. Sheets will take the win, though. Torrent the loss, and Dunkin' Donuts is your player of the game. Where's Donuts? The leadoff batter. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and a walk.
All right, next up here we have a 9-0 victory for Toronto over Boise. as Toronto put the beat down early, as all their runs happening within the first 5 innings. And for that, Toronto's offense, you have 3 hits, 3 RBIs for the leadoff batter and Dinamite, but then 2 hit days there for Love and Catter at the bottom of the lineup. On Boise's side, those 3 hits being all that they can really amount, as they only had 1 other walk, so only 4 base runners there. Going down to the pitching here, we have Starscream getting the complete game shutout, only giving up 3 hits in that 1 walk, like I said, while striking out 7. Neymar Cove only going 3 1/3 and giving up those 7 runs will take the loss. And with that complete game shutout, Starscream will be your player of the game.
All right, the Sloths win this one 15-2, 12 hits to 4. 2 hits here and a run for Wash with a Goatee. On the San Antonio side, much more to look over in the box score. Let's go with the Lanikai performance. 2 hits, 2 runs, 5 RBI. For pitching, Lothbrok only able to get the 1 out, gave up 9 runs and gets the loss. That is a rough outing. Johnny Quest, meanwhile, will take the win. 7 innings, 2 earned. Lanikai, your player of the game.
Next up here, we have Nashville taking down your Demons here, 4-3, with a 7th inning little comeback there from Nashville to get them over the hump. Those 10 hits for Detroit not being enough, as you have big days there for Dogwood and Torres with 2 hits, but then Torres with all 3 RBI there. On behalf of Detroit, coming off of a 2-run home run. On Nashville's side, you have big days there from Salamanca and Silliams up at the top, with Silliams having 3 RBI to go with those 2 hits, and Jock Hammer, the center fielder, having 2 hits as well. Going down to the pitching side, Hugh Mann will take the no decision. Rogalaski, the loss and blown save. Donahue going 7 1/3, only giving up 3 while striking out 11 to get his 2nd win. Hatsunagi will get the hold, and Ishioka the save. Player of the game is going to be Jake Silliams.
7-1 loss deepens the Indianapolis funk as Lunar Base Space Rangers take the win here. 3 hits, a run, 2 RBI, a walk for Allison Chains, who I think started the sim batting like 165 and has been rocketing up that RBI. That average. Meanwhile, for Indy, 2 hits for each of Milligan and Alishu. Hypocrites will take the win. Gunn the loss. HOR Hypocrites player of the game. 8 innings, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts.
All right, another extra inning game as DVS gets their 2nd victory of the season on a walk-off here in the bottom of the 11th against New Orleans. On New Orleans' side for batting, only getting 5 hits for those 5 runs, but the big day for Manuel Bang, leading it off with 3 RBI, which I'm assuming is going to come off a home run, and it indeed was a 3-run home run for Manuel Bang, as well as a solo shot by Case. On DVS's side, a big day there for the 3-hole hitter Ray Carr with 4 hits and 3 RBI. Kuma also going 2 for 6 with 2 RBI, and Daniel King going 2 for 5 at the 9-hole. New Orleans side, Lycan and Tsunami will both get no decisions. Hackenbush will take the blown save, and Tentacion the loss for New Orleans, with Petrovic getting the win in relief for Death Valley. So the game's going to be Ray Hard.
All right, and finally for the major leagues here, it is the Cancun Toros taking down the Seattle Sea Serpents 8-0, 12 hits to 3. Those 3 hits came from Miss, Bevipperson, and Angel, all singles. For Cancun, however, 2-hit days go to Blue Sky, Sims are Clear Not Cloudy, and Burns. Pitching Gerd will take the loss, Stroh the win, and Matt Stroh, your player of the game, went 9 innings, 0 earned runs, gave up 3 hits, struck out 11, walked none, and still has an ERA over 7. But definitely what you wanted to see for Cancun if you're hoping Matt Stroh will right the ship.
All right, to start the day here for the Miners, we have Kansas City taking on Puerto Rico. The first game of the series, 10-2 in favor of Kansas City. Kansas City's hitting side, big opportunity there for Shea Dynasty, going 4 for 5 with 5 RBI. You got Steve-O with 2 hits, 2 RBI, as well as Mitchie Mantle matching that. And then Slobberknocker getting 2 hits in the 9-hole. For Puerto Rico side, not much offense going on, but you do have Barry and Stern there at the bottom with 2 hits apiece. Going down to the pitching side here, Kansas City's Glorbenspiel will get the win. Aria the loss for Puerto Rico. Player of the game is going to be Shea Dynasty.
Bears zip past the Kingpins 6-2. 7 hits to 14. They got doubled up in the hit column, but tripled up their opponents in the run column. Hitting 2 runs for Streamer. Meanwhile, for Chicago, 3 hits at the top for Essence, but no runs or RBIs. Squirrel takes the win. The Pabst the hold. Heiderschild will take the loss. Vincent Heiderschild, your player of the game. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, and a loss.
And next up here, we got a 4-2 victory for Anchorage over Louisville Lemurs. As Lemurs try to come back with 2 in the bottom of the 9th, unfortunately, it was not enough. On Anchorage's side, you have a couple multi-hit days there from McNeely, Panda, and La Rosa. On the Louisville side, all of their offense coming from Bullworm there in the 3-hole with 3 hits, 2 RBIs to his name. Pitching-wise, Laura will take the win, Kinsella the hold, and Rickroll the loss for Louisville. Player of the game is going to be Guy Manuel Lohr.
Takes us to California, where the Dillos take down the Firehawks 8-3, 10 hits to 11. 2 hits, 2 runs for Toksum. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a run for Archer. Pitching at Salad with the win, Slothsburg with the loss. Jeff Salad, your player of the game. 6.1 innings, 1 earned run.
All right, last but not least, here we have the Florida Flamingos taking down State College 8-2 with a 4-run 9th inning to ensure the win. On Florida's side, you have D. Fernandez going 3 for 6 there. Also, Kudo behind him getting 2 hits. Jimothy, 3 RBIs. And then Southworth, Riston, and Amy 43 getting 2 hits at the bottom of the order. On State College's side, Cadwaroo being the only one with multi-hit day, but No Crime will have 2 RBIs in the 9-hole. Going down to the pitching here, we'll have Dizzy Stoner getting their second win, going 7 2/3 strongly, giving up the 2 runs, and Hyde getting their first save. McChapperson only going 3 2/3 scoreless, and again getting taken out, and T2 will take the loss. Player of the game is going to be Dizzy Stoner.
All right, and that brings us to our last game of the stream. It's Kansas City and Puerto Rico. Should be a pretty... Oop, go ahead.
No, say I don't remember who started last time, so it's up to you.
I can take the first and last.
All right.
I also don't really remember. Looks like this should be a pretty close game. Some more Rana's bats being favored here, but the Hepcats getting the nod in the pitching department. Righty Roman Melgar will take on lefty Ichabod Cranepool. Cranepool doing better so far on the young season.
That's the only one lefty to go up against for Cranepool, so we'll see if all that righty-dominated lineup for Kansas City can get to him.
Fair enough, yep. And the prediction is just a straight-up who wins, Kansas City Hepcats or Puerto Rico Ranas. Prediction closing soon, and so I will take us in. Game shouldn't be decided in the first couple at-bats. Comes Arya Harper, leading things off here against Ichabod Cranepool. Your lefty grounds one to the first baseman, and he plays his position well, getting over to first base, taking the throw. Steve-O now with a flyout. Hot hitting Shaw Dynasty will take a walk on 4 pitches. Cranepool wanted no part of that hot bat. Back-to-back walks now, though. Dynasty and Lawrence. Here's Thriller with 2 on, 2 outs. into right field and handled easily by Berizaus. Take it over to Stern, who's a cold-hitting runner against Roman Melgar.
Strike 3.
Reddy will strike him out. Was a good long at-bat. You usually don't mind too much if your first batter strikes out. If he's racking up a big pitch count doing it, and now into the gap. It's going to be a double for Cove. Decent pitch count on that one, too, and they are finding nothing but hard contact now as it's back-to-back doubles into the gap. Strike that. It's going to be a double followed by a triple, a stand-up triple from Quinton DeYoung. Got under this one a little bit, and the out is made. They will test the arm of, who's that left? Of Thompson, and Thomas will be safe. Justice Jr. now into right field, and that's caught, but 2 runs do score on the double, the triple, and the sac fly. Prediction did close with the Ranas having about 2,500 more channel points bet on them than the Hepcats. And so far, the Ranas are rewarding their faithful with an early 2-0 lead. 2 quick outs, make it 3 quick outs now for the Hepcats. And the Ranas can get right back to it, trying to add on to that lead. 1-1, and it plinks him. Griffin Berry takes that one off the ribs and heads over to first base. Chance to turn 2, but it'll just be a 6-4 fielder's choice. This one on the ground. Another chance to turn 2, another 6-4 fielder's choice.
Strike 3.
And Quinn will strike out, so the double plays missed. Not a huge loss. And we head to the third with Lord Parquad.
Indeed we do, and just like that, that'll be a quick 1-2 standing outs there, but Estevo will go ahead and line a 2-out, 2-strike pitch into center field for a single. Shade Dynasty, the hot-hitting catcher, will unfortunately ground out to short as they get the lead runner. To end the top of the third, bottom of the third we go with Stern leading it off. And he will ground out to the second baseman for the first out. Yanneas Cove coming up, and he will also ground out to the second baseman. Quinton DeYoung coming up the second baseman, and he will line one up the middle, so a 2-out, a 2-out single for the second baseman. And then Thomas will go ahead and ground out to end the inning. But top of the fourth we go now. Ryan Lawrence, the first baseman for Kansas City, leading it off. Oh, that's an absolute rocket, but directly to the third baseman for out number 1. Full count swing in there for Thriller, and that'll be a 1-out single. Mitchie Mantle, the hot-hitting DH, will come up, and he draws the walk. So you got runners at first and second for Thompson here. And he hits that one into center field, but should be playable, and it is. Runners at first and second still for Slim Mathers. Oh, and he gets that one into right. Will they test the runner? They do, and he will be safe. So Kansas City gets on the board and cuts the lead in half for Puerto Rico. Slobberknocker, the second baseman, up now. And he will hit a dribbler, and that will be the out. However, they finally get to Cranepool and get a run on board. 2-1 in favor of Puerto Rico. Bottom of the fourth we go. Tex Justice Jr., the first baseman.
Strike 3.
He'll swing through that one from Melgar. Out number 1. Barry, the DH, up now. And he'll hit that one to the shortstop for out number 2. Stern up now. And he'll draw the walk on 4 pitches. Berzowski will hit that one to the left, and that should do it, and it does. 4 innings over, still 2-1 in favor of Puerto Rico. Top of the 5th, and back to the top of Kansas City's lineup with Harper. And they'll line that one into right, but a diving grab by Berzowski for the out. And Stevo will pop out to the right fielder as well. Shea Dynasty coming up now. And that'll get through into left field to continue his hot streak. So you got a 2-out base runner now for Lawrence. And they'll draw the full count walk there. So you got runners at first and second again for Thriller. And he'll draw the walk. All right, 2 straight walks now. We'll have the bases juiced for the hot-hitting Mitchie Mantle. who clubs that one, but directly to the left fielder, has only take a couple steps in for the out. So good job there by Cranepool to get out of that one. Wesley Quinn leading it off here against Melgar, and that will be a full count ground out for out number 1. Sterling Stern grounds out to the shortstop, and Yanneas Cove will ground out to the second baseman. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Melgar, who's still around at that 80 pitch mark after 5. Thompson's going to be leading it off here in the top of the 6th against Cranepool, who is also at that 80 pitch mark. And Thompson will start it off with a extra base hit as he will get into second with a leadoff double. You got Slim Mathers, the third baseman, up now. And he'll go down looking on that circle change for out number 1. Slobberknocker, the second baseman, up now. And he clubs that one hard into left field, and that one is gone. An absolute wallop there by Jabberwocky Slobberknocker to go up 3-2 over Puerto Rico. Top 6 still only one down. Arya Harper up now. And they will fly out to left field for out number 2. Herb Stevo up. And he'll crank that one into the left. That'll be another 2-out single. So still some life here now for Shea Dynasty.
Strike 3.
And he'll watch that one go by from Goodman. That'll be the final out of the inning. But off of the 2-run home run from Slobberknocker, we'll have Kansas City up 3-2. Bottom 6, DeYoung up now. And he'll lace that one into left. But left fielder able to cut it off well, and it will stay a single. Leadoff single, though, for DeYoung. As Zecker comes in, and oh man, Big Hurt Thomas just barely gives that one over the shortstop. So you got 2 on to start the bottom of the 6 here. Tex Justice Jr. will hit that one and not get down as the center fielder able to get underneath it. 2 on, 1 out, 1-2 count to Barry. They'll swing through that one from Zecker. Out number 2. 0-2 count to Stern, and he'll hit that one into right field, and the right fielder able to get under it. So 2 on, that will not do anything there. They will get 2 on base with no outs, but sadly nothing comes of it. Top of the 7th we go with Lawrence leading it off here. Dribbler down the left field line and not able to beat it out, 1 away. Damian Thriller, who's now hot, hits that one to the right, but directly to Berzowski. Mitchie Mantle is up now, and he will ground out to second. 1-2-3 inning there for Goodman. Still hanging in the game are the Ranas. Bottom 7th, here we go with Berzowski leading it off. And Berzowski will start it off with one into the corner, and that should be extra bases, and it indeed is. That 3-1 double for Berzowski. Wesley Quinn coming up now. And Quinn lines that one to center field, and that was going to down. They're going to send the runner. They do. And that will be a tie ball game there off of a Wesley Quinn single. Berzowski with the double, driven in there by Wesley Quinn. And Sterling Stern will get struck out there for the first out of the 7th. Here comes Cove. He'll hit that one into right, and that is going to get down in front of the right fielder. Ooh, and they send the runner to third, and he gets there. So you got runners at the corners now for DeYoung. Only 1 out. And DeYoung will draw the walk. Big Hurt Thomas, the catcher, coming up now with the bases juiced, and he strikes out. All right, Tex Justice Jr., let's see if he can give them the lead as Toby Ziegler comes in. Oh no, Ziegler walks in the go-ahead run for Puerto Rico. As Barry comes up now, and he will pop out here. That should be the end of the inning. It indeed is. But Puerto Rico tacks on 2 to take the lead again from Kansas City. Top 8. Let's see how this ends.
Yeah, I feel like every game has been 1 or 2 runs apart that we've shown live so far, and this one looks to be no different, as that's a diving catch through the wall in left field for out number 1. Right fielder now making a grab here. And Slobberknocker, the number 9 hitter for the Hepcats. On the ground trying to beat it out. No throw, he does. So still life in the Hepcats' 8th. Passed ball will put the runner in scoring position for Harper, who's hit .263 on the season so far from the right side of the plate. But a ground out to the first baseman over to the pitcher covering retires the side. Last chance for Puerto Rico to add on, unless Kansas City takes a lead here. Or ties it. 1 out into right field. Here's Berzowski. On the ground, forward dive from the shortstop, and they'll call that an error, I suspect. Fly ball into right now is handled. 2 outs, 1 runner on for the cold hitting Stern. That's going to be an out. Runner would have been safe if he had stayed at second, but he just kept going, and the throw beat him by about a country mile into third base. And ends the inning. So here we go. Steve-O, Dynasty, and Lawrence, the last hope for the Hepcats, and they start things off with a lead-off double. So a runner in scoring position here with no outs, a single. Now even a fly ball here could tie the ball game. But Lawrence will strike out. Worst possible outcome for the Hepcats. It's all up to Thriller now. Puts this ball out, and it finds some outfield grass. The tying run is in the top of the 9th inning. And the Hepcats will live to see another half inning. Mantle now, with a chance to keep things going, takes the walk, earns that hot symbol, and it's up to Thompson, who could turn around his season in a big way if he delivers a big knock here. That's in the air into left field, and it will be handled by the left fielder for the out, but the run comes home. We will head to the bottom of the 9th, where the Puerto Rico Ranas, Cove, DeYoung, and Thomas will have a chance to walk this game off. All 3 of those batters hitting above 300. But a quick out there for Cove. Here's DeYoung. That should find some outfield grass. It's actually off the wall in center field, and it will be a 1-out double. That'll bring in Thomas. Just needs a single to walk this game off. That's going to be a ground ball and no throw. So runners on the corners here with 1 out. Fly ball ends the game. They'll bring in definitely not Kevin Choate to face Justice Jr. Here's the pitch, and that's going to find some outfield grass for a single. It's a walk-off. Justice Jr. brings in DeYoung, and we have a Puerto Rico Ranas walk-off win here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
We got walk-offs live on back-to-back stream days. I feel like that's a good streak there. Always fun to watch.
You love to see it. It's the most exciting way a game can end, as long as you're not a fan of the visiting team. Quentin DeYoung will be your player of the game. Had that walk-off hit. I feel like anytime you have a walk-off hit, you should just by default be the player of the game. And we'll take you around box scores here, and then we'll get the upload going. Well, we'll stick in the minor league since we're already here, and then we'll hit the majors on the back end.
All right, started off here is with the Wheelers scoring 5 runs there in the last 3 innings to jump out on top of the Lemurs, 7-5. Anchorage is there. You got Ziegler with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Same with McNeely, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. With Giannalus with 4 hits, 2 RBI there. It's TGP having a great day in the 4-hole. On Louisville side, you have Carl Beatty Jr. going 4 for 4, with Bullworm and McCannon having 2 hits apiece as well. On Anchorage's pitching side, Fisher will have the no decision. Same with Mata on Louisville's side, with Goozer getting the win and Abernathy Jr. the save for Anchorage, and Murphy will take the loss and crown the blown save. Player of the game is going to be Ted Giannoulis.
Close game here between the Firehawks and the Dillos. Dillos take their lead in the top of the 9th and hold on. 6 hits between Mills and Bernard, your number 1 and 2 batter for the Dillos. For California, 2-hit, 2-run, 4 RBI, 1 walk day for Archer. Had 2 home runs on the day. Definitely big player of the game energy there. No decision to the starters. Abel will take a win, 43 the loss, the blown save, and Grand Slamdolph is your player of the game. He was 2 for 4 with a run and 6 RBI. It's like a double and a home run.
That is the game we watched.
True.
But this one we did not, and this one looks like it was also a good one, as Brew City scored all 3 of their runs in the last 2 innings, but could not come back against Chicago, who wins 4-3. And Brew City's side, you have a 2-hit day there from Streamer, and looks like a 2-run home run by A.I. McFish, the second baseman. On Chicago's side, they are led by Pedro Blanco, who went 3 for 4, and Alexander, who has 2 RBI on the day. Going down to the pitching here, we have Ford taking a loss for Brew City, and Ortiz getting back in the win column after 6 scoreless. And she will also be your player of the game, Luna Jose Rodriguez Ortiz.
All All right, that'll take us to the Flamingos and the Swift Steeds, where the Flamingos will get a 6-3 road win, 9 hits apiece, 1 error apiece. 3 hits, a run, 3 RBI for Fernandez, second baseman for Florida. For State College, 4 hits and a run for McCringleberry. Pitching-wise, Green takes the win, Bones the loss, Flaps the save. D. Fernandez will be your player of the game.
All right, going to the majors here. We have an extra inning affair after OBX puts up 5 between the 9th and the 10th, but still cannot get the win as Providence comes back with 3 in the bottom of the 10th to take the 9-8 victory. OBX putting 17 hits on the board with 4 coming from Kim, 3 for Karu, 2 from Fielder, and 3 again from Garbanzo. On Providence's side, Jordan Gonzalez leading it off there with 3 hits and 4 RBI. Alligator, 2 hits, 2 RBI. And Cove with 3 hits, as well as Cool Crab with 3 hits. Going down to the pitching here, Hangman and Daly will get no decisions, with Toadstool taking the loss and blown save. DePotson with the hold, DeSoto the blown save, and Starr the win for Providence. Third, the game's going to be Jordan Gonzalez.
All right, the Raptors will finally deal the Toronto Pathfinders their 3rd win of the season in a 6-2 win off of a big lift from Cove. For Toronto, 3-hit day for Johnson Jr. The Raptors will find Cove here, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBI, had a home run and a double. Duck is going to take the loss in this one. Ovechkin the win. Why not Cove is your player of the game?
All right, next up here, we have a 9-5 victory for San Antonio over Vancouver. It has 24 combined hits in an offensive day, if I've ever seen one. You got Vancouver here with a 3-for-4 day from Dan King Jr., as well as 2 hits there from Gabriel Catcher-Scudder. On San Antonio's side, the meat of their order, the 3-5 hitters getting 3 hits and then 2 apiece for Colton Vito, with 2 RBI, 3 RBI, and 2 RBI for Long Pipe, Colton Vito, with Marcus and Fresca having 2 hits as well. Vancouver's side will take the loss is going to be Riggs. Sahlberg will get the W, and San Antonio the save for San Antonio. And Lenny Longpipe will be your player of the game.
Bring us over to Buffalo, where the Surge take down the New York Voyagers 8-4. Looks like a 2-hit, 3 RBI, 1 walk, 1 run day for Cove. Big day for the Coves. On Buffalo's side, it's the bottom 3 batters, Valor, Calavera, and Savage, each checking in with 2 hits and at least 2 in some combination of run and RBI. Crawford will take the loss, Clifton the win, Roy the hold, Schramm the save, Cove. I know that this is like a song name or something, but it's not coming to me. Cove will be your player of the game.
Next up here, we have another late inning game, 13 strong here, as Nashville gets the walk-off win against Detroit, 4-3. To push them to 9-5. Detroit side, those 11 hits, mostly coming from Granholm and Vita with 2 apiece, and then Torres with 3 in the middle of the lineup. On Nashville side, you have Salamanca going 3-for-5 at the top of the lineup. Steiner getting the walk-off single, going 2 hits, 2 RBI for today as well. Going down to the pitching, Bader Page the no decision, same as Claudaddy. Rogolaski will take the loss, and a ball will get the win for Nashville. Third, the game's going to be Claudaddy.
Sea Serpents lose by a run at Cancun, 4-3, 8 hits to 7. Hayes with the 2-2-2 line, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. It was 2 solo home runs. You hate to hit 2 home runs in a game and only have 2 runs and 2 RBIs to show for it, and your team loses. Doesn't feel good. But Jackson will have 2 hits, an RBI, a run, and a walk. There's a triple for Jackson. No decision to Tull or Sampson. Bouchard will take the loss. Knock the win. Nags the save. Ike Sampson. Well, he's your player of the game.
All right, next up here, Death Valley will get their third victory of the season on a walk-off double there by Kulik Warren, 3-2 over New Orleans. On New Orleans side, only getting 5 hits there to go with those 2 runs. The multi-hit they get there from Windsor, and that's pretty much it for their offense outside of the 2 RBI from Fakir. On Death Valley's side, though, they had 10 hits to go, with Ray Hard, Rusty Salmon Arms, and Gladdy Ferrero getting multi-hit days. For the pitching side, you have Brian Eshelman Jr. and Jeffrey Lebowski getting no decisions, as Lebowski went 8 2/3 and got the no decision, unfortunately. Hackenbush will take the loss for New Orleans, and Scott will get the W for Death Valley. Jeffrey Lebowski will be your player of the game.
And our last box score of the stream, it's going to be an Apex win. So we had 2 Juggernauts get defeated today in this final sim day, as Lunar Base will also pick up their third loss, scoring just 1 run. To the Apex's 6. 3 hits, a run for Hulkavato. Meanwhile, for Indy, 3 hits, a run for the Jew, and 3 hits and a run for Pico. O'Wright will take the loss. Rove the win, and Beauregard Rove, your player of the game, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 6 hits. And that will do it. It's way too early to be taking you through the standings, but I'm going to do it anyway. Things in the Legends. Definitely in the Legends East, the whole conference separated by 2 games, too close to say much there. In the West, things are a little more clear-cut. I think you can say the Pathfinders are going to finish ahead of the Vandals. A lot of season left, though. Sloths also into the double-digit column in wins, one of a few teams to do that this early. In the champion side of things, just 3 games separating most of the Champions East. And the Toros and Sea Serpents 3 games apart as well. A lot of teams playing over 500 ball, and then you have the teams with 3 or 4 wins. So definitely a lot to keep an eye out for, as only 2 of these 3 teams will make the playoffs. In the minors, divisions don't matter. You're just looking at the win-loss records. Cutoff would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Hepcats are finishing 1 game out of the playoffs. Ranas and State College 2 games. And California 3 games. So too close to call anything here, although Kingpins have been very impressive to start the season. And a 4-way tie for second place. That's what I got in your standings.
I think just like last season, it's going to come down. Minors, all 9 teams had a chance last year, so I think it's going to happen again this year. Very close these last few seasons in the minors.
Usually how the minors goes, and that's what you like to see, especially from the minors, that it's always very competitive and could go any which way.
Exactly.
Go ahead and execute this. And we kind of have free time. I don't know if anyone in the chat is as obsessed with the R Baseball MLB marbles race as I am, but it's been a good one so far.
Is that how they decided where Juan Soto was going?
No, it's like they're just doing like an off-season thing. They're predicting the results of next season by dropping, the 30 teams as marbles, and then if your marble wins the race, that team is eliminated, and they just do 1 a day.
That's awesome.
So the Nats clinched the NL East today.
Oh, there we go.
There's only like 6 teams left. The Athletics are still in it. I think it would be an amazing story if the Athletics won the marbles season.
Maybe they need to bring back Billy Bean.
Yes, for sure. It's pretty dumb, but it's, it's something to distract me from the hot stove.
So how are you feeling about your Demons so far, huh?
It's a decent start to the season. I think we finished 4-3 in the first sim, and we always say like if you just go 4-3 every sim, you're going to be in a good spot at the end of the year. I don't know how we finished this one, but it seemed to go pretty well for us. I think we have caught DVS at the right time. I think they're going to go on a tear here soon. There was one season, I think just 2 or 3 seasons ago, where the Demons also started like 4-15 and then still managed to make the playoffs. So I don't know. Sometimes OTP just likes to hold someone down and then they go on a tear.
Yeah, I mean, OOTP, as we all know, is a fickle mistress.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I think in New York it was definitely a season we knew we lost some big bats in TGP and Punk last season, so
Yep.
definitely knew it was going to be a little bit of a slow one, but good to see. We kind of battled back a little bit today. I think we're only one under 500 now.
I was going to say, I thought you guys were hovering right around 500. Not a bad place to be.
Oh, yeah, we had a pretty good sim today.
Do people eat or drink their soup?
Yes.
You eat the contents of the soup, you drink the broth. Most surprising and unsurprising starts. Well, definitely the DVS start is the most surprising. It is, I think you could sim the first 2 days of the PBE season 1,000 times, and I think in 999 of them, DVS has more than 2 wins or whatever they're at. Unsurprising is probably Lunar Base. They've got a powerhouse team every year, it seems.
Yeah, I feel like, same thing with, Toronto is during the regular season. That's kind of what you expect for both of those teams.
Yep. Toronto did a really good job with their rebrand, I think, especially in that they rebranded right as the team kind of
got good, yeah.
Yeah, hit that mark. It's always like, whether you love or hate new branding and you miss the old branding, it always, I think, goes just a little better when you're coming right out the gate swinging.
Oh, yeah, it would have been a little rough, if they had like 3 or 4 straight first overall picks, and everyone's like, oh, the rebranding is what did it.
There you go.
It would have been fine if we didn't rebrand.
Yes. But I do think it's good branding, too. I like the Toronto Pathfinders. Good to have our team in Canada.
Anybody else have any Ask the Booth questions out there?
While we happy to take those.
Wait for the ever gracious file.
Tomatoes are a fruit. Is ketchup considered a smoothie? Don't think so.
Yeah, no, because I feel like a smoothie in any sense is something that's meant to be drank, and ketchup is not meant to be drank.
There you have it. I just don't want tomatoes anywhere near my smoothies. In your opinion, who is the greatest PBE player of all time in drawing walks? Can I cheat? I'm going to cheat.
I would say, in minor leagues at least, is you got to go with former Flamingo catcher. What is she going to do? Walk. Was pretty good at doing that.
It's got to be Andrew Orem in the major leagues, who holds the career record for walks with 838.
Which orange came first, the fruit or the color?
I'm going to go with the fruit, because I think he's asking this question because they have the same name in English, but the fruit orange definitely came around before the word orange in the English language.
It's very true.
You could also argue that, the cavemen or whatever didn't have a concept of color, maybe. But they definitely.
And they were all colorblind. We all knew that. Was my streamer curse broken today? No, because we still lost.
Demon said okay. There's definitely been a few times where you get lulled into a false sense of security. You'll have 1 or 2 sims where things go okay, and then you get the 0-8 stream, and you're like, oh yeah, this is why I'm cursed as a streamer.
Yeah, the Mingos only lost 2 games today, but we would have if the curse was broken, we would have not lost at all. So
there you have it.
D-King, I feel like that's a dad joke. No offense. Oh, yeah. See, there it is.
Yes, definitely a dad joke.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know dynamic was in the chat now. Is D King the new dynamic with the dad jokes? So who's on slate for tomorrow? Who's streaming tomorrow?
Let's take a peek at the schedule. I think I still have it pulled up even. It's gonna be AJ tomorrow with Chadwick.
Ooh, AJ and Chadwick. There we go.
And you'll have your third consecutive 7 p.m. Eastern stream. And then Dustillation on Saturday at a time to be determined. Probably not 7 p.m. because usually the Saturday ones are afternoon.
Ooh, we got a couple PBE After Dark with Enox next week.
Always a good time.
Most exciting game slated for tomorrow. Let's see. I'm a little biased. The Florida Anchorage game was probably going to be really exciting, but that's just me. As tomorrow is typical Thursday, a lot of minors games.
Yep.
But I do think that NOLA DVS game will be interesting to see if
I was gonna say
DVS can start to right the ship or not.
Yeah, I'd love to see DVS like get a walk off in that game and then just like clean up the rest of the games on Thursday. There's that part of the upload. Let me start the index processing, whatever you want to call it. If I can find the link. Go.
About you, chat, how are you feeling about your players and or team's start to the season so far? I know D King, you are a little indifferent as your team's not doing well in DVS, but you are doing very well for a 350 TPE DH.
Travis Granholm finished the first sim with 0.3 WAR, which I was feeling excited about, and then I saw I had like a 1.187 batting average, and I was like, oh, whatever, I guess I'll take it.
So you're contributing, just not in hitting the ball successfully.
I think I took like 10 walks in the first stream, which was, or like 15 walks even. It was a lot of walks. Just weird. I do not have a career high.
Did you happen to face Bazooka Joe? Because he does that a lot.
I wouldn't think so. Usually you start off in conference, facing other champions teams. What day is it? All right. It does look like the index is updated. We should be good to go here. Copy the link. I'll post it over in the Discord, letting all of the good people who couldn't make it today know. Knock for our POTY. Well, alrighty. I think that does it for the stream. You have any parting shots for the good people of the chat?
No, I'm good. So just excited to you guys join us tomorrow with good old Chadwick. I think that's Chadwick's first time co-hosting a regular season game, I believe. Unless he may have had one last year.
Yeah, he did one with me last season.
Yeah, but Chadwick, known off-season co-host, again, opted in there during the season. So everybody stick around for that tomorrow. It'll be a good time.
I look forward to seeing you guys in the chat. Hope your channel point bets went well today. And good luck on the season for everyone. Without further ado, again, thank everyone for coming. And go ahead, do what it says on the left side of your screen. We'll see you next time.